We're chilling. We're
How about
hanging.
Z beating me to the dick joke?
Yeah, he got you.
My God, here comes the dick jokes. It's when
Hard out the gate.
Hey, nobody beats you.
when Amigo's on, look out. But yeah, it's beautiful today, right? Isn't it nice outside?
Yeah, sun is
Yeah.
shining, man. I actually wore shoes today. I took the boots off.
Yeah,
same
and
here,
I had the
buddy.
window down a little. You know, it was nice.
Yeah, about time. Hopefully spring is in the air. And hopefully spring is upon us really soon.
Yeah,
I'm
hopefully.
sick of winter.
I need my driveway thawed out. I haven't been able to like plow it out because I've been working so much that I've been just going over it in my 4-wheel drive.
Yeah, that's the way to do it sometimes.
Yeah,
That's
now
what
it's
I
like
do
a
too.
ice rink, you know.
Yeah, right, because you keep driving
You're
over
right.
it and you make the ice. Right on, man. Migo, how you been, bro? We didn't get a chance to talk to you yesterday. We had Kate Devitt in the house, but we haven't seen you in a while. How you been? You've been,
I've been awesome,
all over
man.
the place,
Yeah,
right?
I've been great. I just went out west. I just went to Vegas. Had a nice time out there. It was a really good time. It was 311 day, March 11th. So I just went out there for the band 311.
And how many shows did they play? Just the one, or did they play a
They
couple?
did since 311 day fell on Sunday, March 11th. The day prior, obviously Saturday. So they split it up into 2 different days over at the Park Theater at the Monte Carlo.
The Monty, huh?
yeah, it
Place
was-
is under construction big time, though.
Yeah, they're probably.
Was it hard to get around it?
No,
No?
it was actually really easy.
Was it?
Took a lot of Ubers, no taxis. That's definitely the way to go all day, every day. And plus, like, all your Uber drivers out there are locals.
Right.
So it's just like people that have been there for, 40 plus years kind of stuff. It's not like your regular, like teeny bopper that's like getting new to the area that's just like banking on it.
But nobody's from Vegas originally, though.
It's like Florida.
The only
Just
only
like
person I
Florida,
know
yeah.
from Vegas is my cousin's wife, April. She's the only one I know, and I go to Vegas all the time. Yeah, she's originally from Vegas and still living there.
It was really funny because a lot of Uber drivers that we were taking, because like I had an Airbnb out there. I didn't stay on the strip at all, except for one night. I stayed at the Flamingo, which is a fantastic place. I recommend it to everybody.
Which is the oldest casino in Vegas.
Really?
Well, on the Strip.
Well, that's probably why I love it, man. Because like I was admiring it from the last time I was in Vegas when I was staying at the Link, just because of the rose mirrors that's on the outside of the building. That's the kind of window treatments that they have. So it always just looked like that Miami Vice feel. So
doubt.
I'm looking out like, so I did my own little personal tour of the place. You know what I mean? It looks like something right out of like a villa down over in like Cuba or like some kind of the Dominican area. It was fantastic, man. And they had this little walkway that was just like walking through the jungle. They had real flamingos. They had a koi fish pond. They had sturgeons there. It was like a mirage,
Nice.
to be honest with you. Unlike the other,
That's cool that the
Sky
Flamingo
Rising.
is still relevant, too, as old as it is, and was started by like Bugsy Siegel, and it's got a
It
lot of
was-
history. And
they just did a lot of construction to it. They just added another tower, and they just, or I don't know if they just redid the tower because all the rooms are all redone, all the carpets are redone. It's almost like they went right to the bare bones of the hotel itself and just rebuilt it.
gave it a douching.
Oh, that's what I love to say, man. They gave it a good douching.
Talk about the show, though, man. How was 311? The
Dude.
venue, now they played at the Monte Carlo.
The Park Avenue Theater
Okay.
that's at the Monte Carlo is a new state-of-the-art theater that they just built.
Oh, they just built
They
it.
just built
Okay,
it.
it's not where the Blue Men are, though.
No.
Okay.
This is.
That's what I was thinking it was.
I think
kidding.
Bruno Mars has a residency there. Cher has a residency, and Ricky Martin has a residency over there.
Mr. Viva
So
Loca.
they just got those guys in circulation, but the stage presence of the arena itself, it's not a bad seat in the house, man. Like I had section 401, which is like all the way up in the nosebleeds, apparently, quote unquote, and then I'm rocking the rafters, man, just because that's how awesome it was.
You're swinging from the rafters.
Just about, I was having the best.
You didn't get
time.
any kickdowns, though?
Oh, I did.
I'm sure you did. You're
I did.
Amigo. Like, he is a big deal on the 311
Dude,
scene.
he's got his own like emblem.
He does.
I do.
They've created your own, like,
I'm-
bearded brodel.
I'm recognized. It was really funny.
He has
because,
his own flag, for Christ's
He's
sake.
got his own beard pick.
I got a whole
And it
bunch
looks
of
like
stuff,
him.
man. I'm really good at branding the shit.
We got to build that brand, actually. We need to mass produce those beard combs.
Look at him. I mean, he's got a Disruption shirt, Utica Club beer shirt.
Yeah.
I'm a billboard.
311
you are
hat.
Billboard. Look at
I am
him.
He
a billboard.
represents, man.
I make that shit look good, man. But no, but it's like I was up in 401 the first night. They had 2 sets the first night. Not a dry eye in the house kind of thing, just because it's just one of those kind of movement, you know, like we'll call it a cult band. You know, just because it's got its core base.
They are definitely a cult band.
Yeah, it's because they have like a core fan base all over the country.
Legions and legions of fans.
Like, a lot of red eyes.
Like there's people that are going to be traveling, seeing the different shows. They try to do their best for the fans. They actually give back more to the fans than they try to receive.
That's what I love about 311, because they kind of came up in the jam band community, but they're not a jam band.
Right.
But they're so grassroots that it almost makes them kind of a jam band.
Which is one of their albums.
From that realm, right, which is one of their albums. I love the way they came up, and they're still doing it, and it just shows you longevity.
Like, how would you classify them?
They're just a rock band with, hip-hop rock band, I guess.
Yeah, it's a fusion band.
Fusion, yeah.
Like,
funk,
aren't they
heavy funk riffs?
Don't they get put in that, like, white boy reggae?
Nah,
I
would not put them in the reggae.
They do Reggae on the Rocks, which is one of the big white boy reggae bands.
Reggae on the Rocks.
That's it's over at Red Rocks.
Ain't no surprise.
They usually have that sometime in the summer. A bunch of reggae bands, such as like all the ones that are coming to here at Saranac Stage.
There's a lot of white boy reggae bands coming this year. It's
all
good.
of those bands would go play Reggae on the Rocks.
Oh, do they?
Yes.
And there's a lot of great bands coming.
See, that's why I'm saying, like, it seems like they share the same kind of audience.
They did pave the way to have sort
it's like them and Sublime.
Yep, there was like always that little dichotomy of like the white boy reggae and like the rock and the rap and just like the different types of fusion rock is like just paving the way for just a.
Where's Jay Stevens now?
Well, they're like a fruit salad of genres.
Yeah, it's a sound salad.
Like an ambrosia.
Sound salad.
It's like audio spaghetti.
But it really is, man.
Picked right from the Sound Garden.
You know what's great about 311 though is they all pick from their influences. Mm-hmm. They got a rock element, they've got a funk element, they've got some blues to them. They do some reggae, like Chicken said, and they got hip hop. Like they're all over the place.
A lot of their influences are like NoFX, like Bootsy Collins, and then you got like some other indie bands that no one's even heard about just because it's such an eclectic style. So they do a lot of reading. They read a lot. The fucking spoken word, it's just like you just get your influences from anything that's out there, man.
Amigo, you need to bring 311 on the show, and I think you need to interview you. You have to. I think this is something we need to work on.
I could probably ask a question to them to see if they can get on this podcast because they're pretty open. They're very active on the Twitters and the social medias.
I mean, at very least, like a Skype interview would be cool.
Yeah.
If they can't make it in studio, I mean, if they can make it in studio, even better. But even like a Skype interview would be pretty dope.
Yeah, we could probably do that. I mean,
do they know you by first name?
They know me by last name. Because that's my Twitter handle.
Mr. Amigo.
They know me by my last name. It's,
gotcha.
Acalenzo311 on Twitter.
Okay.
So I'm usually just tweeting your regular 311 stuff. I got in my bio. It's I'm the bearded brodel, a little trademark sign just because I came up with it. It's not necessarily me, but it's like my one friend Evan Stern, who lives down in like the Woodstock area. He's the graphic design artist that we collaborated with to come up with the logo. So he's the one who created it through the vector design, and then I'm the one who just kind of promotes it.
He's like it's like your Michael Jordan Nike logo.
Right.
Do you have the beard pick on you?
It might be in the Jeep.
It might be in the Jeep.
It might be in the Jeep.
That'd be cool if you had it in your pocket, but. Nice. It's good to see 311 still out there doing it,
dude.
Though. At such a high level,
wow.
right? And bands like look at Mo, 311, bands like Fish, like that whole jam band community. It just shows you like not that 311's in the jam band community, but the whole grassroots thing. It's like longevity's the key. It is if you keep it together.
Well, they started doing the cruises too, right?
Yeah, they actually just announced yesterday their cruise for next year.
Wow.
Yeah, this is going to be their 6th installment on their cruises, which is, another astounding thing.
Yeah, we were just talking about the cruises the other day, like how different genres are starting to do the cruises because, you could put a bunch of bands on a cruise, you could sell that out real easy, like you only have to like a few of the bands you're going to go. Mm-hmm. But nobody's going to fill a stadium. These guys aren't going to fill a stadium anymore. It's not like that, so it's pretty cool that they come up with these different ideas to do that, different festivals, different cruises.
Yeah.
It's a floating casino.
Yeah.
You go out there and you just go tear ass out on the open
Most of these ships
seas.
have a casino in them, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And they have, like Signature. That's the $5 chip. And that's like a little signature token for, whatever cruise line that you're doing, whether it's like the KISS Cruise, Jam Cruise, 311 Cruise. They just had the
They got the hair metal one.
70 tons of metal.
The 70,000 tons of metal.
Yeah.
The Blues cruise just came back with Bonamassa.
Kiss does a cruise.
Kiss has a cruise.
Is that Ship of Fools, right?
Kid Rock has a cruise.
Yeah,
Kid Rock has a cruise?
I think what Jericho's doing, he's got a cruise coming out next year where he has a bunch of bands playing, and then he's got Ring of Honor coming in doing wrestling shows throughout the weekend as well. So he's kind of combining both his lifestyles. It's pretty cool.
I want to see somebody get like power bombed off the ship.
Wouldn't that be the shit?
That would be awesome.
They throw him over the ring,
Like,
and
have,
then
like-
he goes outside and just into the water.
Yeah, like just have like safety bows down there to
It was the
I wonder
receiver.
if they've got to be setting that
Those
up.
things are so fucking high though, man.
Is it?
Like I worked on a 3-story casino boat, and we would watch these cruise ships come into the port, and we're not even up to like the 3rd level of cabins.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to go another 5-6 stories up before you even hit the bow of the boat, man. They're huge. It's like a huge building driving by. Like just picture the state building floating by you.
That's insane.
That is insane.
It is crazy.
I always wanted to check out one of those cruises.
Yeah,
And
everyone-
you've been on a couple, right?
I've done
3?
3.
Haven't?
3.
All 311?
Yes. The first one I went to was Great Stirrup Cay out in the Bahamas. Second one was to Jamaica. And then the third one we just went to Cozumel.
All right on.
And then there's rumor that this one is going to go to Belize for 5 days instead of the 4-day cruise that they normally been doing. Very cool. There's a lot of they took a lot of suggestions. They heard the fans, and we got the extra day. And I think there's going to be either one more destination or it's going to be 2 days at one destination. Everyone's going to do one of these, genre cruises at least once, man, because they have, Motorhead had a cruise. It's like the kid, it's
All the metal bands.
all the metal bands, all those, power ballad metal bands. It's like, and it's pretty awesome because all those bands that are on the boat, we're all staying on the boat. They're all walking around. They're in the casino. They're hanging out. You get to actually just hang out, unless they want to be superstars and stay in their rooms the whole time, but, for the most part, they're out there and they just want to hang. It's like that's how I got to smoke with Doug Benson. You know what I mean? The
That's so
comedian,
cool.
It is cool.
that does a super high me and like
Yeah.
so he's part of this 311 group that I'm in, on the internet, and then like we have this little trading card thing. So it's like if you team up with them, you burn with them, and then you trade cards. So it's so it's a funny thing this time around.
That's cool.
He's done 3, maybe 4 cruises.
Did they do like scavenger hunts on these cruises?
I wanted to set one up, but it's really hard to get something going through that. You got to go through Sixth Man Entertainment or the Sixth Man Group.
Whoever the promoter
Yeah,
is.
that's the production or promotional company that sets up these cruises through the Norwegian Cruise Line. So you'd actually have to talk to them to get a scavenger hunt set up, which would actually be really cool because they're really
Yeah.
open to ideas like that, because like the way that the whole boat is set up, you have theaters, you have the pool deck, there's like little lounges where other shows are going on, there's constant music, there's always something to do, and it like I tell everyone, just go on one, don't go on one of those boring relaxing cruises because you're gonna be bored to death. I'm like, you gotta wait to eat, and it's like you gotta figure out a good time to eat just because you don't want to miss any of the action. Unless like you just want to treat the festival like you're in an RV or something like that. So I could hear it. I'm just hanging out on my balcony or something like that. But they're awesome, man. They are such a good time.
And like if you're going per genre, you're always gonna have music that you like.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely, man. Absolutely. I mean, like they're awesome, man. They are.
Sorry, guys. I had to click over.
I was like, how the hell is he doing it? He's looking at me. I'm like hearing something different.
It was on a delay. The computer got all a little weirded, and I had to.
Like, did you see that Meshuggah and Cannibal Corpse are on the headlining for the 70,000 Tons of Metal cruise, or the quote-unquote black T-shirt cruise?
No, I did
Is
not.
that what they called it?
That's what they call it.
Or
man.
the dude cruise.
The dude cruise.
The dude cruise.
I don't
That's
see a
what they
whole
call
lot
it.
of women being on that boat.
I mean, like the price range. You don't need your passport to do these cruises. That was a deterrent for me the first 2 installments of the cruise because since I thought you were going international, you would need your passport. I mean, it's good to have, but since you're going from a U.S. province to a U.S. Type of resort area that's out of the country, but it's part of U.S. provinces, as long as you have your either Social Security card or original birth certificate, you're good to go. But if you're going to go out and do other excursions outside of the resort, that's when it's good to have your passport because you won't be able to get back in.
Ah. Right now, what do they do with all the shit? Like, think about it.
Oh, the shit on the boat?
Yeah.
They probably have a just like what you do with like RVs. They probably have like some nasty septic tank. They probably churn it up and they probably just.
Now, do you make stops? Like when you're on one of these cruises and the bands are playing and it's a festival atmosphere, do you stop somewheres and then they're playing at like this resort area?
There was an island show on the first 2 cruises. No, the second cruise there was an island show. The third one there was supposed to be one, but the water was too choppy to ship out the gear to essentially do the show. So.
Because setting up a stage in the sand is hard.
Yes.
Sucks.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But there was just that show.
Yeah.
I mean,
because I know there's a few of those cruises like they'll stop and you kind of hang out at a resort for a while. A couple bands will play, then you got to get back on the ship, and then you get back on the ship. Of course, there's more music playing. It's kind of just a constant rotation of music. You got to have some stamina to go on one of these things, though, right? One of these festival cruises.
It's not a marathon. Well, it's not a sprint. It's a marathon.
Right. Because it's a long couple days. Like, how long did 311 cruise last? 3 days, 4 days?
It was a 4-day thing. Now it's a 5-day thing because Jam Cruise is a 5-day thing. So it's like
Jam Cruise is 5 days now?
Jam Cruise is 5 days.
Wow.
It's been 5 days. They've done 16 of those.
So they play like 4 songs?
4 sets? Oh, Jam Cruise?
16 years of Jam Cruise?
Yeah, 16
Wow,
years,
because
yeah.
I want to say they're the originators.
Basically, of like
I
this
think they
open
are.
seas party.
There's
Like,
got to be. I'm pretty sure they are. We'll have to look that up.
yeah, we should definitely.
Jam
look that
Cruise
up, but-
was the first time I've ever heard of this going on. Festivals on the high seas.
Yeah, it's awesome.
What a great
man.
idea
It is.
It's a great
I mean, you
idea.
don't have to worry about drinking and driving.
Right.
You know, I mean, people could just go and have fun. If you don't like a band particular, you like you said, you can go, hang out
There's
in a
tons of
pool
stuff
and
to do
whatever.
on the boat. There's bowling. There's little genie bottle lounges that you can act like I Dream a Genie or something like that. There's
If you're into something like that.
if you're into something like that, I'm looking at you, amigo.
Yeah. That's what I like to do, belly dancing.
There's tons of free stuff that's included, for food on the boat, and then there's places that you can actually go and like pay and like get the whole experience. There's hibachis. There's full-on steakhouses with aged steaks. You know what I mean? Like there's really like what kind of stuff. that's
There's some
out
good
there.
food.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then there's other stuff that's like your flake stuff, just like the cafeteria or the buffet area that's
Gotcha.
on the 11th floor or the 12th floor, which is on the pool deck.
We got to hit one up. We need to do a D cruise.
And then if you're always, a little too much, you can go back to your cabin and pass out for a little while. You know what I mean?
Get some rest.
Absolutely.
I mean, going to these festivals, that's a huge. I mean, a lot of times you can't go back to a tent. It's like 9,000 degrees in there. At least you got a nice air conditioned, cabin to go back to.
Yes.
I like it. I like it. We need to do a D cruise, I think.
We do.
How awesome would that be? Somebody would fall off the boat, though.
Or be thrown.
Or be thrown off.
There is boat jail, and it is a serious offense, man. Like
Yeah.
they hold you there. For
There's
quite some
boat
time.
jail.
There's boat jail.
Wow. So where is it? Like in the dumpster next to the septic tank?
It's in the bowels of the boat.
Right at the bottom of it?
Like probably on like the 5th floor, like somewhere where you didn't even think there was a boat.
So it's like a holding cell?
Yeah,
Really?
Oh, yeah.
A couple of
I
them?
would
Or just
imagine so.
there's a few.
Yeah.
I mean, they have like a whole center.
in case someone's a little too spun out?
Yeah, if they'll start thrashing, spun out. There's people that have actually jumped off the boat from their balcony. They don't actually take into consideration that when you're jumping from, such high points, it's like hitting concrete. So people are like breaking their legs, when they're like landing wrong and shit like that.
Or losing their lives?
Losing their lives, yeah.
Oh my
Not
God.
on our cruise, not on the ones that I've been on, but other previous or other cruises, there's people that have actually just jumped off.
And you got to figure there's always idiots around. You're not going to get into fights or whatever.
How effing crazy you got to be to jump off the ship?
Who knows, man? It's like,
Like you said earlier, it's like
you're
3
up there.
stories,
You're
30 feet in the air or something like that, right?
No, like on these cruise lines, man, it's like if you're
Even
on the
more?
If you're on the 11th floor, you're literally on the 11th floor. You're like 100 feet up. Like these cruise ships are impressive.
Yeah.
They're
I've seen
gigantic.
them, but I've never been on one.
Yeah, they are massive. They are huge.
I've never been on one either, but you see them come in, you're like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Because the biggest boat I was
Holy
on.
ship.
Yeah, the biggest. That wasn't that one.
It's,
that
that,
was
was,
a-
that one's actually
was an
really
EDM,
popular.
right?
That's the
Yeah.
that's the EDM one.
Yeah.
That's all the rave shit. That's the one that gets rated every single time.
Gee, I wonder.
Molly Percocet.
Boy, they drink a lot of water on here.
Booze sales are down.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I would love to try one of those.
I think
cruises.
we need to hit up Six Man and do our own cruise, the D cruise.
We got to sell 2,500 tickets
2,500 tickets.
at different ranges of prices between $800 and $1,200 bucks.
Mm-hmm. Now the 1,200 those are the penthouse, like Pimp Daddy suites, right? Cabins.
That's like balconies. That's like the pimped out ones. They actually have some really cool looking ones.
That's some Love Boat shit, right?
Yeah, like they'll have like the Las Vegas carpeting like all over the wall.
Oh, yeah?
You know what I mean? So they'll have, it's like red or blue, or it's like all the lights kind of look like you're in an aquarium or you're like in the deep seas and shit like that. It's pretty awesome, man. Like they really go the extra mile for, luxury on some of these things.
That's cool. So you've been in the penthouse before?
I've been in the penthouse.
Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah, they're really sweet.
And then an $800 suite. What's that? Like you get a little like 10 by 10 room type of thing.
You don't have any windows. You don't even have you have like a porthole window, I think, that looks out, so you have like some sort of light in the room, because like other than that you're in complete darkness.
Yeah.
Like the bed's kind of like, like a Murphy bed out of the wall. Like they try to fit you in there on the price that you're paying, but like you're only there to sleep. It looks like. You're not there to like hang.
Yeah, right. You're not there to hang at all. You're
Oh,
there
but
to-
it's so cool, man. You ever seen flying fish?
I'm on vacation. That's what I would be saying the whole week. Leave me alone. I'm on vacation.
You're on holiday. You're on holiday. It's fun to say because it almost feels like you're from another country.
or
when you say
retreat. I'm on a retreat.
I'm on holiday. I like
holiday.
that. What do you got going this weekend? Anything happening, Amigo? You working? You got any gigs this weekend?
Nothing arose yet.
No?
There was talk about me going to a job fair or a seminar tomorrow and giving a speech about why it's cool to work for Westcott Security and Events.
Oh.
Cool.
Wow.
Yeah, this is like on the spot.
You've reached that status.
Yeah.
Well, they heard his voice.
They're like, oh,
Well, you do got the golden pipes, kid.
Golden pipes.
he should really go up and talk about why it's so cool to work at Westcott Security Events. And
Yeah.
I go, yeah, I could probably come up with some bullshit.
Do you have some bullet points ready?
No,
No?
not one ounce of it. I mean,
Just gonna speak from the heart.
Yeah, just kind of wing it.
You're going to wing it?
I mean,
You like what you do.
I can sit there and bullshit. I do like what I do, just because I get to do a lot of cool stuff. I
Yeah,
mean, my summer
seriously.
is action packed, man.
Right.
Just because with the Lakeview Amphitheater that's out in Syracuse, I mean that's 20.
How many shows they got this year?
They're at 20 right now.
20 shows.
They're at 20, and there's still more to be announced.
Wow.
Like there's one that's during the fair when there's normally 3 that are during the fair.
Uh-huh.
And then there's a few spots that
That's
are
the
look
Ozzy show, isn't
That's
it?
the Ozzy
Ah,
show.
he did not want it to be during the fair, but
What a wide range of music they have this year.
Yeah.
It's all over the place, like Styx, to Ozzy, to Breaking Benjamin, and Slayer, and Anthrax, and Godsmack, and Breaking Benjamin, and
Zach Brown.
Oh yeah.
Zach Brown, Dave Matthews is going to be there. Like wide range of music this year, and they're
Yanni too.
they're really sneaking up on
Yanni?
Spec.
Yanni.
Have you guys heard anything from Spec yet? Have they announced?
No,
any
I
kind of
haven't really
concerts?
heard much of Spec announcing anything yet.
Lakeview's starting to kick their butt a little bit, huh?
Yeah, they're.
I'm a
maybe.
big fan of Spec.
Me
though.
too, but not a well. They're both of them beer prices suck.
But what I like about Spec is they got the traffic down to a science.
Yeah,
Like you can get
Where
out of
Lakeview, they don't.
no.
Right.
They
You're
got to fix
stuck at
that.
Lakeview.
I mean,
they need to fix that.
To Spec's credit, I mean they've been doing it for so long, and it used to be like that early on. You used to get stuck in traffic for hours, and man, the past couple years I've gone to shows, you're in and out, boom.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, man, this is awesome. Best like traffic out of a concert anywhere I've ever been, hands down, easy.
Yeah.
So I gotta give them kudos for that. And then they got a nice little mosh pit area if you go for a metal show.
Yeah.
I like the fact that they get the back bathrooms like way out, so you can kind of like wander around.
Yeah, there's space for sure.
But Lakeview.
But they haven't made any announcements, so I haven't heard
I know.
a peep from Spec yet.
They're usually a little late
Are they?
when they announce some of their shows, and but you're gonna see a lot of the same shows mirrored at Lakeview. They
Just
usually
kind of flip-flopped.
Yeah,
like
they
it'll be coming. This show will be coming in July, where the next show will be coming in August. Or
right. It's
something
usually
like that.
Darien Lake, Lakeview, and
Yeah,
SPAC.
it's usually like
get
30 days apart from each other.
Mhm.
That's probably what it is. The
or
radius
sometimes like the
clause.
next day, like when they had that Slipknot Marilyn Manson show, was on Saturday at Lakeview and Sunday was at SPAC.
Yeah, it's out in Buffalo. The Future, the rapper, sold out in minutes, whereas we had him at the Lakeview, and you could fit everybody underneath the pavilion, which holds 5,500 people. So not every show is gonna amount the same. I guess if it's like in the same kind of like linear week.
So you're locked in at all the shows at Lakeview.
Yeah, I am.
And then we've got a bunch of shows at Saranac this year.
Yeah, there's a lot of overlappers too.
Well,
and
yeah.
Actually, the Slightly Stupid show and the Taking Back Sunday show are overlappers for me over at the Lakeview. So
Yeah. On top of it's the same day as Black Label Society too. Black Label Society's playing out at we got them over at the fairgrounds.
Wow, so that's
a triple.
wow.
I don't understand, but there's nothing ever to do.
There's nothing to do, but we just mentioned 3 shows on one day, and that's what, July 27th.
And you guys
or
haven't talked
28th
about
or
like
something?
places like Amigo and in
Omegang Brewery. You got Saranac Brewery has all their
Yep.
shows.
And you're
Middle-
over at Omegang all the time,
I'm
right?
over at Omegang all the time.
Yeah.
So
Ray Brothers is bringing great shows.
Ray Brothers has all the shows. in the area.
Omegang's got a great lineup this year too, right? I want to say
Yeah.
they're bringing in Jack Black and
Jack
or
White.
Jack White, Jack Black, Jack White. Black and White
either
should
one
play
would be
together.
all right, yeah.
They should both play together. I
could,
think.
too.
Black and White. They'd be called the Half Moons. But anyways, Jack White is coming, right?
Yeah.
And then they announced another really big show too.
Nathaniel Radcliffe.
Oh my God, that guy's amazing.
And that,
super talented.
That's an overlapper because that's June 5th, and that overlaps the Dave Matthews show that I got to work over at the Lakeview.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm
There's
gonna be
so much going on.
I'm gonna be so torn this summer. It's like,
You're gonna need a clone.
Really for real.
We're all gonna need a clone.
Mini Amigo.
It's gonna be a great summer though. I'm already locked in for the fair, so I'll be over at the fair. I'm excited about that.
And I'll be at the fair. Too.
They announced that Blondie is kicking it all off at the fair this year.
Really?
Fuck off,
She's
really?
still going?
Well, yeah.
Wow.
That's punk rock.
That is punk rock right there. Blondie is going to be
the
stepping up.
godmother of punk rock.
Yeah, right.
That-
and the
she
guitar
just-
player too. It's like the original lineup. They're still out
Really?
there doing it. Yeah, I think
bless
it's
them.
the original lineup, but it's definitely
Debbie Harry?
the guitar, Debbie Harry.
God, how
and
old is she now?
Chris,
Like
the guitar
60
player.
something?
She's in her 60s. Yeah, man.
Wow, God bless her, man.
She still looks good too. But yeah, the fair's going to be fun and all. Wow, lots to look forward to in the summertime. Lots to look forward to.
Yeah, we're gonna be kicking ass, man.
Yeah, busy. And you should actually go live when you do that whole PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah,
Your
you think so?
Yeah, why not, Amigo? Get it out there, man. That's actually good for the company and everything. Here's an on-air meeting right now. But I think it'd be great
We're
for
really good at
Westcott
that.
too, though. You just set up a little tripod. The power's in your hand. You're on the phone all the time, anyways. Just put it up, put it on your tripod, click record, and go. I think that would be great to get all that documented.
You know what? I really could.
Yeah.
I'd do something up when I go home, just because I got the power at my fingertips.
Absolutely, man.
For real.
So I've been telling everybody lately, and it's out there. You just
I'll
got to
stop
use
looking
it.
at all the cats on the internet, and I'll stop trolling all my friends.
You troll your friends, huh?
No, I just troll Steve Anderson.
You're still trolling that son bitch.
Dude, all day.
That's hilarious. Hey, I want to jump subject real quick. Did you see and I don't want to get into politics, but this is kind of funny. Where Trump and Biden are battling each other on Twitter.
Oh,
man.
God.
No, I didn't see any of that
It's like
yet.
political celebrity deathmatch. And I think
that
the
would be
old
great.
bastard should go at it, right? I think
Yes.
it'd sell more tickets than McGregor and fucking Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you. If you had Joe
would watch
Biden versus Donald Trump in the ring, right? Oh my
That would
God!
be
And he's a
incredible.
reality star anyway. He's not a president. He's a reality star, so he should be all over this and be like, "I think it'd be great," you know?
I'd like
Yeah,
to see,
totally.
I'd like to see Biden kick his ass.
Yeah, I'd like to see him beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
Who cares? But
Well, in that case, throw Hillary in there.
She's more man than them two. But
I mean, they should really bring Celebrity Deathmatch back.
and it should start with that.
Well, remember celebrity boxing?
Yeah, with Tanya Harding.
Yeah. And
Yeah, but I'm thinking when you mention celebrity boxing, the first thing that comes to my mind, Joey Buttafuoco.
Yeah, in China. He fought China. Remember that?
Yeah.
She rocked him pretty good too, man.
Yeah.
Then he got pissed.
Right. She was strong, bro.
Yeah,
She was a strong woman.
Who else did you have?
You had Screech.
Todd Bridges versus Screech, right?
What?
Yeah.
Todd Bridges versus Screech.
I believe so.
Yeah,
Something
from-
to that.
from
I
Saved
know
by the
Todd
Bell.
Bridges did it, and I know Screech did it, and I thought they fought each other.
Yeah, Screech actually like took it up a notch. Oh, and then Horseshack. He was.
What?
Yeah, he fought.
Oh, we gotta dig
Yeah,
these up, man.
Manute
I gotta
Bol-
watch these things.
Manute Bol versus the Fridge.
Manute.
Manute Bol beat him.
No.
Yeah.
In boxing.
In boxing.
We just dance around the ring a little bit.
Well, you remember that one Street
I
Fighter?
gotta.
Remember
dig
that
this
one
up now.
Street Fighter character where his arms like went across the ring?
Oh, Dawson. That was my man.
That was Manute Bol right there.
It was like Inspector
It
Gadget.
was versus the sumo wrestler.
Wow, I do remember a little bit of the celebrity boxing. It was probably during the blackout years, but I don't remember like Manute Bol and Refrigerator Perrin. I got to see this
Yep.
now. This needs to be seen. We need to get your boxing match. Out
Yes,
there. We gotta.
You
we
can
gotta
see
get
how
that
Jolo cheated.
out. We do need to get that out there though.
I mean, we can have a rematch, but
I
it
don't
wouldn't
know.
be fair.
It wouldn't be fair now.
No.
Right now he's got you by about 180 pounds.
He had me about 100 by that at that point.
So he's got you by probably about 180 now.
But I'm in way better shape now. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying you lost a lot.
Although I was in I was playing football back then, so I was all right. I had to run around the ring because he literally knocked me out of the ring. I was like hanging on by the ropes, like holy shit! I almost fell out of the ring.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll see.
Chicken in a box match. I didn't get to see that, but we need to put that up there. The videotape is out there. In fact, I think Rock's coming in next week.
Oh yeah.
So
Well, wasn't
he's been asking me, have you guys done anything with it? Because he's the one that gave us the tape.
right. I haven't had it in years. I haven't watched it in years because I lost the tape somewhere.
Yeah.
And so I'd love to see it again.
Amigo, did you ever do any boxing?
No.
No?
I did, some private training of some other types of martial arts, but never done boxing.
Yeah. No boxing for you.
I always wanted to do boxing, to be honest with you, because I was such a huge Rocky fan.
Right.
I was such a huge Rocky fan.
Right, you're Italian, aren't
being
you?
Italian, we had the same hair. I had the best impression of Sylvester Stallone when I was growing up. He's one of my idols, just because like my cousin Chad, he was a huge Sylvester Stallone fan. He had
dude, he was Rocky and Rambo.
and Rocky, Rambo, over the top. What was his name? Cliff.
Lincoln Hawk.
Lincoln Hawk.
And over the top. We can't forget about, he was also, which one was he? Tango or Cash?
Cash, I
He
think.
was Cash.
I think.
Which one was Sylvester Stallone? Tango or Cash? I think you're right. I think he was Cash.
And he was
And-
Cobra.
And Kurt Russell was Tango. And he was Cobra. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, the guy's got a career, and like he's got just great movies under his belt, man. So
I don't
it's
think
just-
he'll ever die. I think they already cloned him.
Dude, you see what he looks like now? Do you ever watch any
He
Expendable
looks
movies?
great.
He makes Schwarzenegger look like a pussy.
He
got a
looks
great
great.
tan.
It's
Great
insane.
tan.
But I think they're
Great hair.
cloning him. There's no way he dies, but he's going to continue on, Sylvester Stallone.
Guys,
Kit Miller
guys.
just checking and Cobra.
You can't forget Cobra. you can't. Especially Rambo, too. Rambo's another one. And how many Rambo movies were there? 5?
5 or 6, something like that.
I think 5.
Something like that. It just kept
I
going
think
for a
it's
while.
4, because like Rambo 3 was when they were in like the desert, and then they stopped making the Rambos, and then he came back as the new Rambo. So it was 4.
4.
Yeah. First Blood Part.
That was Rambo.
And then that's the Rambo.
I lost
then-
it, I think, after 3.
Yeah, and then once they did the Afghanistan desert one, which is actually still kind of relevant, then they went on to the new one.
Kim's checking it. He says, don't forget about the gay soccer movie he made. I don't remember that one.
I don't remember no soccer movie.
I don't remember that one either. Huh.
IMDb, pull it up.
But he
Oh,
is,
yeah.
what,
So-
he's got to be in his 70s,
Oh, yeah.
right? He's
Yeah,
70
he's
years old?
Jacked.
He's checked. He looks great.
Great shape.
He looks
so it's
great.
like, just growing up and just being like a huge idol of the man, and then just like those are always like the sick day movies, because like anytime you've seen Rocky come on, it's just like my cousin Vinny or like
Get Carter.
You know-
Oh, that was a good movie too.
That was a good one.
that was a good movie.
I forgot
remember
about
seeing
that.
in the
Carter.
theater, man.
He was pretty badass in that one.
I wanted to do boxing. I wanted to be a boxer so I could wear The gold glove necklace.
Oh, I
Hey,
thought
you gotta be a moron. You gotta be a moron to want to be a fighter. You know what I mean?
I had to bust that out.
That's great.
I had to bust it out.
And then, obviously my father being a police officer, he's like, no, I don't want you to be a fighter. Like, if you're going to go use your fighting skills, you should be a cop. You should beat these guys up. Beat up the bad guys. Don't get beat up in the ring. So it was always just, like, getting torn, just growing up, wanting to be the fighter, and then just, good, evil, blah, blah. That kind of shit.
Now you're a peacemaker.
Now I'm a peacemaker.
Yes,
I'm a
you are.
peacekeeper, man.
You are a peacekeeper.
I think you're a peacemaker.
Oh, yeah, I can be a peacemaker.
No.
I think Arnold Schwarzenegger's another one that they're going to clone, too. Like, he'll
I
always be around for life. Do you have Arnold drops
I do.
on here?
I do.
Where is it?
It's under the D line.
I mean, shit. Look at
D-line 1.
the game Contra. Way back in the day on original NES. Like both the characters were Arnold Schwarzenegger
here's an old
and
one.
Sylvester Stallone. They based those characters off those two guys.
Here's an old one.
All right, listen up, everybody. This is former governor of California, Arnold Schwarzenegger. You're listening to the D-Line, only on Disruption Networks. That's the D. Do it now.
I can't believe he called in. That's
It
great.
was great that we got Arnold Schwarzenegger to do. So cool, though. My favorite part of the whole thing.
I know, mine too.
Yeah.
But yeah, Arnold, dude, have you seen him like in the Expendable movies? He's wearing a jacket and stuff because he's not that big right now.
Yeah, he's not juicing. He's not lifting like he used to.
And then you look at Stallone, and Stallone's like still jacked. And like used to be like Arnold, was way bigger than Stallone.
Kip's checking in and said it was called Victory. I guess it was a war movie, but still, he played soccer. Thanks for checking in, man. Good to hear from you. Arnold, though. Arnold is, like, legendary.
Yeah, he is.
I think both of them are in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Which I love what he does with Expendable movies, where he brings in all the old action stars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let's just get an old blow-it-up kind of action movie again, And
That is so kick-ass.
That's what we're missing now.
Is Bruce Willis in any of those? I've
Yes.
never seen any of the Expendables.
You should watch them, dude.
Yeah.
Like, don't go in there expecting to watch like a meaningful story. It's an '80s action movie with all the freaking Van Damme.
But modern.
Yeah, but they got everybody. Van Damme. You got what's his name there?
Statham?
I'll break you.
Oh,
Arnold Schwarzenegger?
no. Dolph
Lundgren.
Lundgren?
Oh, yeah?
You know what I mean? Then
Pulled that one.
Ivan Drago is in
Yeah.
it?
yeah,
Wow.
dude, there's so many. Like he just
Is John Cena in it, too?
no, but
No.
If he was, you wouldn't be able to see him.
No.
Who's the other
How about
MMA?
Vin Diesel?
there is an MMA fighter in there.
Is there?
Is it Chuck
Randy
Liddell?
Couture?
Yeah,
Randy Couture?
I believe so.
Oh yeah, the natural.
Yeah,
He is
and then
in there.
and then Ronda Rousey's on like the second one, and
Ronda Rousey's in it, too?
Jet Li.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of old action stars.
I'll have to check it out.
It's pretty cool, man. It's it's cool to like just get back to old blow 'em up kind of movies.
Yeah.
But all the old '80s stars that are probably out of work.
And that's what's I think that's what's missing in Hollywood these days. It's just like remakes of all these cartoon characters and all these superheroes. It's and green screens and CGI.
and remakes of
old.
TV shows. Like I just watched
back to the basics.
21 Jump Street last night. And,
Another remake.
Yep.
Because they're running out of ideas.
Chips.
Like
Oh.
nobody has a creative idea anymore in Hollywood.
Quentin Tarantino's back. He's getting ready to start filming some new stuff.
Kip, I love it. He said Bruce Willis was Church in the Expendables. Don't forget Jet Li and Randy Couture.
I feel like Kip should have been in the Expendables.
Yeah, dude. Throwing kegs. You see the keg toss he did?
No.
He posted a video, Kip, did of
Recently?
I believe it was almost a year ago. He did his first time ever throwing a keg toss. Like a beast, man.
Yeah,
like a beast.
Now, how do you throw a keg? Is it like over?
Underhand backwards. Like
Underhand
Oh, you gotta do it
So,
backwards.
like a granny shot over your head.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Just like that.
And it's full.
I remember when working at Cavallo's, we had to move a car.
Uh-huh.
Kip picked it up.
Wait,
I'm telling you,
it's
he's
empty though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
you can't
empty?
You can't be sloshing.
I hope
liquid
so.
Around. That's. I mean, if you're hucking a keg like that, then bravo, my man.
like a
I'm-
UC keg, right? With the handles and
Yeah,
like
I believe
your
so.
basic beer keg.
Kind of like, do you ever watch the Strongest Man contest?
Yeah. Those were different. Back in the day, those were different. The big barrel ones they used to use. Now they've simplified the keg a little bit more with handles and shit. Back then, they didn't have handles.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
we
did not know
moved
that.
many a kegs down at the EC.
Way too many. Way too many. But Kip has Hulk blood. That's what I call him.
And he's a Bears fan.
Hulk blood. And yeah,
Bravo to you, man.
right on.
It's my boy.
I think you know all the Bears fans that are like local because there's
Pretty
not
much.
too many of you. Speaking of the Bears, tonight you got the D-line happening.
Yes, sir.
Your guest canceled, so you got an open door policy today?
We do. We
Yeah.
have an open door. Come on in, talk some football.
Yeah.
Get ready before this SU game.
Yeah,
Oh,
which
no,
is
it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow's the
I was
issue.
thinking this
Yeah.
tonight. But,
9:40 they start in Omaha against
big news
Duke.
today, though. Big news for the Giants. They just traded JPP. So we'll be talking about that. They traded him to the Bucks.
Oh, yeah?
So that's real big news coming out of New York.
Ah,
So we got to cover that.
the handicap wonder himself, JPP.
I would never throw a real keg that's alcohol abuse.
Ah.
Yeah.
Masucci, do we dare open this up right now?
Uh-oh.
Mary Pickles is checking in. Hi, Mary. Good to hear from you. Also, Everett Smith checking in, too. Good to hear from you guys. Do I dare open this up with a... All right, here we go. Oh, that's the keg toss? Thank you.
Yeah, put it on.
Oh, you have to throw it over the bar. Oh, and then hit him in the back.
Oh.
That's
Did I
hilarious.
just hear someone yell ambulance?
Yeah. One of these days, I'll actually be able to show it on a thing once I figure that out.
One thing at a time.
One thing at a time, right. I'm still trying to figure out all this new equipment. All state-of-the-art now, amigo.
It's like the Park Theater, man. It's like Vegas in here with all the electronic shit going on.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Without the minus
You got
all
the
the
eyes
ding,
in the
ding,
sky?
ding. Yeah, pretty soon.
You got
Pretty
revolving
soon.
lights?
This is going to turn into a nice little mural, actually.
Yeah.
Our good friend Angela Johnson's going to come in and do it.
B&B design.
BB Design. She's coming in to
Utica Love.
decorate it. It's going to look good. I'm pretty excited about that. That's happening down the road a little bit. A couple weeks or months. She's busy.
2 tree
Plus,
woods.
we got Flower Fest coming up with her, too. That's in May. That's going to be happening May 12th.
May
It's going to be
12th.
happening around Oneida Square. They're blocking off half of Oneida Square, believe it or
We're
not.
going to be partying this summer, man.
We've
Oh,
got
it's
a
gonna
lot
be
going on.
nonstop.
A lot going on.
Summerfest.
Hold on to your hat.
Summerfest in downtown Utica. That's
The
going to
V
be
will
a
be
great
there.
time. We're
Oh,
looking
not-
forward to that.
Can't forget the Utica Monday nights, man. Like, those are really
At the
been
Levitt
awesome lately.
Concert Series.
Yeah.
And that's happening again, too, right there in
You know,
Colin Kaepernick Park.
A lot of places to sit.
I can't remember. I can't remember. I can never remember the name of that park.
I think it's like Copernic.
Copernic Park?
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, something
I
like
like
that.
Colin Kaepernick
I
Park better.
like calling it that, too, because I always take a knee out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pray.
Yeah, but it's like they had Sophistafunk last year.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
had,
yeah.
they
It was
had
a good show.
Floodwood last year.
Yeah.
You know, it's
ZZ got up there and sang a couple times.
It was a great time, man. Not to mention that like you bring your own chair, you sit down, makes you don't even feel like you're actually does feel like you're in Utica because that's what Utica brings, man.
Yep.
Just because it's got something for everybody everywhere. And that's like literally right there in downtown Utica, right outside Knights of Columbus.
Right.
So it's like that's some heartland. Right
But there's nothing to do around here.
there. Not,
And you know what, that's
not a minute.
That's a nice area, too, that, over the years, they cleaned it up over there. You know, they put the circle. Everyone bitch about the circle. I like it so much better now.
Yeah, you know what? I was first to bitch about the circle too, but once it got into effect,
Yep.
I mean, I like the way the
I
traffic
bitched
flows
about
around
it because I lived right next to Palermo's Pizza, which is right, obviously, right in the circle. So it's like as soon as they uprooted the road, I had to just uproot my actual route to get anywhere. It was terrible. It was bad.
But I think now it's so much easier to get through.
all day.
And it looks nice because they redid the whole area. So, like, and they never bring any events down that direction. And it's nice with the Levitt Park stuff and with the Flower Fest that you're going to bring more attention down that way and help those businesses out. And,
Yeah,
and
in fact, we're putting the stage right up against Palermo's. So that's where the band's going to be playing, right there.
oh, nice.
We're going to get that band shuttle from the city and put it right up against Palermo's because you got a nice little parking lot over there. People can hang out and congregate, if you will. And there's going to be artists and vendors, and they got a lot of stuff going on. The cool thing is it's going to be like walkable, and it's all like within that 1 block radius from the park down to like the square. So it's cool. They're going to have a lot of good things going on.
You could definitely drive around it too, because like just before the circle is was it Tracy Street, and then that hooks right over onto Francis. Francis takes you over to Plant, and then you're out and around from the circle. That's
You had to
right
learn
there.
that quick, huh?
Oh, big time, all day. Just because like I was actually able to, that's an easy route to go from right there on Genesee Street straight to Varick Street. Easy peasy kind of stuff. So it's either down and around. If you're going to go up Hobart Street, which is just before, if you're going to take the right, and then that takes you right around the circle. And then, if you want to just drive around it, but there's street parking all the way down Genesee Street, and then the bus gets dropped off. That's right there, for the city traffic. You're going to be going right through the heartland of Utica for that Flower Fest, man. I'm really excited to see what happens.
It's cool. And Angela, when she puts an event together, it's always top notch.
Yep.
It's always above and beyond. Always.
She stays busy, too.
She does. And like, when she puts on a party, she delivers.
Yep.
That girl knows how to put on an event. That's for damn sure.
That's why I'm like excited to see what she does with Flower Fest, because I know it's going to be great.
Yep.
And then when we go into Summerfest, Gina's the same way.
Yeah.
G has been doing it for a long time, and it's going to be fun there too. So, I'm really excited to see these parties, and we can be a part of it. And really, just get out, see people, talk to people, show them our D.
You just love saying that.
Oh, I love it.
But you're a grower, not a shower, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely not a shower. Yeah, I don't do practice, just game time.
Hilarious. I was supposed to have a guest today. He never showed up. You know what the hell happened to the guest?
Yeah, it's going around today, I think.
What the heck happened, man? But it's all right. I'm glad Amigo's here, though, man. It's good to catch up with my boy. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. It's been a really long time.
How was your Vegas? Let's get back to the Vegas experience,
Back
because
to Vegas, man.
You've been there a few times. Have you noticed the change that's been going on there? First of all, with all the dispensaries on every freaking street corner.
Yeah, how about that? Like going there now, seeing these shows, everything being legal.
The Strip doesn't have any marijuana dispensaries on it.
Yeah, it does.
It's totally controlled by the casinos, and there's no.
If you go just past
you got to go beyond
Stratosphere. No, there's the one there.
That's
it's just past the Stratosphere.
It's
called Essence.
Essence,
yeah. It's right on the corner. It's Sahara and the Las Vegas Boulevard.
Okay, it's
but
over at the,
as far as like the real the Caesars, there's not one on that one.
Okay,
correct.
just Essence. If you're listening, we will take free samples for your plugs.
But
Definitely.
I called an Uber from the Flamingo, and they said, "Where are you going?" I said,
"Take me to the closest dispensary."
And they took me to the closest dispensary.
Well, you have a friend that owns one, right?
I do.
Did you go to that one?
I did.
Uh-huh.
Because she actually had deals going on for the 311 crowd to come in.
Oh, it's usually like a 311 head.
Oh yeah.
Oh, very cool.
That's pretty awesome. Just because you had to say a certain password, and then you were able to get a discounted something. Because out there it's 20% state sales tax. So you're seeing $23 grams of marijuana or cannabis. We're going to be using cannabis, not marijuana anymore. So you're going to be saying...
Wait. Flower.
Flower.
So you got a $20 gram of flour, or you have a $60-something bag or an eighth of flour. And then you're like, okay, yeah, let's go ring it up. And then all of a sudden... it's like $100 and something, and you're like, what just happened? Mm-hmm. Is like, am I paying for like the packaging? Is there like?
But there's tax on it.
It's a 20% sales tax.
Is that what it is?
It's like you're basically paying like $80 an eighth of cannabis or flour out there. So
no, not really. Not the ones I went to, man. It was reasonable. Like I got the joints, and there's a gram in each of these joints. I bought 3 for $40. Those are great, and it was some of the best shit I ever had.
3 for $40?
Yeah, I gotta show you to my places.
So it's like you're still. Yeah,
you gotta have your friend release a bearded brodal kush.
Yeah, I like that. I love that actually.
I like more of a haze, man. I'm a haze guy.
What a good idea.
Have your bearded brodal logo on there.
That's Brandon, like Johnny Chimpo from Super Troopers.
But I thought the prices were pretty reasonable actually. I went to like 5 of them, and I thought they were pretty comparable. They were a little pricey because of the tax, but not beat you over the head type of thought. I thought,
Like I got what did I get? I got a cartridge out there, and then I got an eighth out there. Like I spent a lot that I thought I did, but I didn't really spend that much. I mean, I guess it could be reasonably priced for the convenience factor, but it's like it is pretty expensive out there to actually like purchase.
And those zip up seals they give you.
Yeah,
I like those.
The little smell proof bags, and then you have like the little glass jars for the concentrates, and then you have.
Do they have delivery services?
No, they don't.
Oh, damn.
In California, they do.
Do they?
Yeah.
Because like order pizza and some weed. Dude, I would never leave my house.
I know. See, that would be perfect if you're a pizzeria. to have a dispensary right next to you and you guys co-op, and deliver weed and pizza at the same time. Oh my God!
Yeah, it's
wow. It's a stoner's
perfect.
delight right there.
There was.
And I don't have to move and get off the couch. You're gonna come to my house and deliver me weed and pizza.
Yeah, And in Vegas, you can even order a hooker. Jeez.
That's worth a $20 tip.
Right?
Right in itself, man.
Seriously.
Just have her get the pizza and the weed.
But it's crazy, though, out there. Like, every
It's
street
awesome,
corner,
man.
I feel like there's a whole new dispensary. And I was blown away because we
there
go
used to
out there
be-
all the time. This is new there.
It must have been all that crime and vandalism and shit going on, right? Because it made everybody like
Well,
criminals.
It is a little crazy out
Well,
there.
it's
It
Vegas.
still
It's
is
always
crazy
been
out there.
freaking crazy.
Where
out
I
there.
stayed at my
There's
Airbnb,
a lot of
it
gangs.
was it was pretty crazy. There's no affiliation of like Bloods or Crips though.
Yeah, there is.
There's like I didn't see any of the, looking at all the graffiti that's out there. I didn't see any, kind of affiliation to the gangs. That's what I was kind of noticing. I was like, this is pretty loose out here, because it's just like you'll see gang tags, but there was no like color representation. It's like it could have just been like a Latin King community just because it was all black. And I was
Yeah, it's
seeing-
all different pockets of town. that
Which I find
they
really
all-
weird because I seen Spider-Man at a crosswalk.
Yeah,
And he was just sitting there waiting for the
Yeah.
light to change. I'm like,
seriously, me too. I saw Kiss. Kiss was just kind of hanging out.
waking up with a hangover, and all of a sudden you're like, what the frig am I seeing? Like, is that Spider-Man sitting at the crosswalk? Like,
Yeah,
random.
but with, like back to the the cannabis on the strip or anything like that, or just seeing it everywhere. I mean, there used to be a billboard right there, just beyond the strip. It said it was big. It was big in yellow. I remember seeing it. It was a big, cannabis flower leaf, and it said caught with a joint, mandatory 1-year sentence.
Wow.
Shit like that, man. It was
That's-
like it was.
that
big,
was
A little
bold.
harsh.
That was years ago too.
Yeah, and like that's how harsh it was, man. And now
Oh, I
it's like
know.
you just see revolving signs like Burger King, and then try New Leaf, and then $20 girls over on the strip. It's
Dr.
like-
Reefer. Did you see the Dr. Reefer billboards?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, man. When I was in Vegas, that's all I seen was Dr. Reefer billboards everywhere.
Really?
Yeah.
And now it's crazy. You just walk in and and these dispensaries are cool.
They
Like
are.
at first you got to go through that whole little checkpoint,
Mhm.
and that's like a little area. And you go in and you got to show your ID, and they ask you blah 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 blah, and then they give you back your ID, and then they open up the door for you. Buzz you in. You open up the door, it's like, oh,
That's so awesome.
Like,
They have,
wow,
they
this
have-
place, this is like heaven right now. And there's like all little, it was cool. The one I went to was like lounge areas and shit. You can't smoke and sample, but they were passing out edibles. Like, here, would you like to try blah, 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 blah? Yeah, here.
Yes, I would.
And then you just sit there and you just look at a scroll board and look at all the, oh, it's amazing. I could
my-
spend hours at a dispensary.
My friend's dispensary that's out there is called Oasis Cannabis LV for Las Vegas, and it's right there on Industrial Boulevard. And the way that
By the strip clubs.
by the strip clubs, maybe I
Great
didn't see,
spot.
but there was, like the way that she had everything on her display. There was on wall sconces, so you have like these clear tubes lit up with like these, like these little tea lights or something like that shining right on them. But they're little wall sconces all over the place, so they're at eye level. And you're just looking around, you're like, oh, wow, that one says, like, lemon sherbet, and this one says, like, King Tut.
Lemon sherbet.
Like, 24K,
There's
Gorilla
so
Glue.
many different
Grape
names.
Ape. And it's like they're in these little glass tubes, kind of like, the head in the jar, kind of like Futurama. And it's just like they're on a little pedestal, little lights on them. It's like little terrariums for, just these little flower nuggets. And I thought it was just fantastic. I mean, you're just, like, walking through these, like, wall dividers of waterfalls. It's like it has, like, the nice tranquil babbling kind of
Yeah,
sounds.
there's some
It's
cool
like
music playing in
everything's
the
so cool.
background. I love it.
And it's like the people and owners are like hanging out with like there's pictures of him like with Snoop Dogg coming in. He's got a joint in his mouth.
Of course.
It's like shit like that, man. It's pretty awesome.
I love it. I love it. Everett Smith checking in. He's saying soon a Varick Street dispensary. Imagine that.
It's been open for years. It's just not legal.
Yeah, it's actually the TNT movie video building. There's just so much weed in there. You just can't get in there.
That would be the spot. No, that place is a little too small for the dispensary, though. We would have to move it at like that torn up building that's like on the corner of Varick and where's it, Copper Street or something, right
Oh,
across
yeah.
from the
Right
diner?
across from the
The diner there.
No, I was thinking the old Fianchettos.
Oh, that would be a good spot.
Right
That's a
there.
good idea.
Oh yeah, working the street corner, man.
Yeah, that would
Then
be
you
a
get
good
like
Across from the
spot.
church.
And then you get the garage right there. Take over some of that. Put the grow rooms in there.
Put all the inventory in there.
Yeah.
See? We're
So you got a
the
distillery.
ideas are popping
and a
up left and right.
dispensary on either
and,
corner.
and then you got a brewery and a winery.
And a dispensary.
Yeah.
Boom. Good idea.
Boom. Varick Street would be hopping then.
The Varick Street Dispensary. Varick Street Dispensary. Yes. What a great idea that would be.
Dude, it'd be
How long do you think that's going to happen, though?
as soon as
Before we
Cuomo
can
gets
It's
out.
gonna be forever.
Yeah, as soon as Cuomo gets out.
I think so.
Yeah.
Once Cuomo gets out and somebody who isn't in bed with the pharmaceutical companies, well, who knows?
I think they all are, but
Right.
anyhow.
I mean, it'd be stupid not to. When you look at all these other states jumping on board,
Man, look
and they're reaping the benefits, and why wouldn't you?
Look at all these goddamn potholes. I posted that picture the other day on my Facebook about these potholes. They're all over, and there's one right out in front of the office. That's where that pothole came from. We could be covering all these potholes. We could be repaving the roads by now if we could just legalize marijuana. Serious. Like all that money, all that extra income, it would be amazing and how much tax revenue the state would get if they legalize marijuana.
And then we could get farmers back farming again, get people working, because we didn't even scratch the surface when it comes to like industrial uses either.
Right.
So like we can actually get these farmers having something to grow again.
Start cultivating.
Yeah. Instead of tearing down forests and things like that, let's get back to farming and and like having commerce that's made here in the United States, distributed here in the United States, reaping tons of money.
It just makes too much sense.
It does.
It does.
Like, for Colorado to be like paving the way to have everything almost done indoors.
They're
And
giving money back to the people over there.
they're all the schools, they have too much money. They put too much money back into the schools. They put too much money back into like local parks and little leagues and booster clubs. All the stuff that people are like striving to raise money for. You don't even need to out there anymore.
But then the federal government bullshit, like now these guys, they can't put their money in banks because the banks don't want to hold weed money.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So it's
all
straight
done.
cash.
Yeah, it's all cash business.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? It's like if you just legalize it federally, this deficit thing would just go right down.
How many storage units you think in Denver, Colorado are full of just stacks and stacks of money? There's got to be a bunch, right?
We've seen one in Breaking Bad.
Right, that's
man.
what I'm saying.
Well, you'll see like these agricultural colleges coming up. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
boosting everywhere. Now, like, people who would go like pharmaceutical reps right now, those types, you'll have that for the marijuana industry, teaching these guys how to farm, how to cultivate, how to crossbreed, what does what, what treats different symptoms.
See, and you're not even like a regular kind of guy, and that's almost common knowledge to you now. And that's what I like to see is that how far, just cannabis and flower education has come. It's not just
Right.
like it's not like the devil's lettuce anymore, or the wacky tobacco, or all those other fruit fly names that kind of just stick around just because it's a stigma that went around it. Now it's like so much more in the forefront that we're actually able to know more about it and be able to take it off the the bad list,
Right.
and put it up on the place where it's like that's jobs opening up. That's a trade that's able to get back into action again.
And it helps certain diseases and
it helps
whatever.
freaking
Ailments.
disease
Which is
and ailments.
exactly what we're trying to do with Abigail. It's exactly what we're trying to do is get that discussion going where people are more knowledgeable about it, where they'll take it upon themselves to learn about it and study it and look at it and say, holy shit, there's actually something out here that can help people. And why aren't we looking for,
It just
more
blows
into this?
me away that shit like that is illegal.
Right.
It's just it came from the ground. It's here on the earth, man. Like if we found out that sucking on rocks, got you off on something like that, they figure out how to regulate it and then ban it. You're not allowed to suck on these rocks anymore.
Or tax it.
Or tax it. Or tax it.
Yeah.
Let me suck on these fucking rocks, man. like just for hypothetical shit, man. Like this is a plant, like a cactus. It's like you're not. This is a certain cactus that will open up your mind, and you'll obviously hallucinate and trip out. Sometimes you might go a little crazy, but it came from the earth.
Yeah.
Like, how bad is it?
But then the government goes and makes PCP.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Synthetic PCP.
And randomly give it to people and see what happens. But the safe stuff, no. Did they even take like the marijuana? You take it out of the flower form, the natural from the earth, and then they manipulate it and put it into, oils, and they put it into,
topical agents.
Yeah.
It's oils, it's smokable, it's edible.
but they won't legalize it in the naturalist form. That makes no sense. Here in New York State, at least.
Right. My cousin had a serious injury last year, and like the poor kid, he's crippled. I feel bad for him. He fell a couple stories, and like the only thing helping him right now is this mango orange kush right now. It's the only thing helping. He says, he doesn't want to get hooked on pain medication and pharmaceuticals because he knows we've lost friends, so many friends to that crap.
Oh, it's terrible.
And so right now, what's helping him is the orange mango kush, and it's helping, and he's starting to move around a little bit better. I mean, he's going to be crippled for a while, and he's going to be hurt for a while, but it's helping him. It's helping ease the pain a little bit.
Yeah, my own mother is on CBDs right now. Coming from someone who's married to a police officer, obviously he's up here to uphold the law. Once a cop, always a cop. By the federal law, you're not allowed. That's it's an extract of something like that. It's part of the cannabis industry. It's like you're supposed to point your finger at it. It's supposed to be wrong, just like the DARE program. These are all the wrong things, and
Right.
But my mother, when she was living up here, she slipped and fell on the ice. She broke her wrist, jammed her elbow, and like the way that she fell, like she has the tingly feeling in her hand, and then she has like the shoulder thing just because like the way she fell, it tore something, like, you know what I mean. So she can't take pictures just because of the kind of camera that she has. It's weighted, it adds too much stress to her. But she would always have like that my arm's asleep feeling in her arm. Now she's starting to take these CBD gummies, and she's able to hold dishes again, full of food. She's able to just have more mobility through her arm, and the tingling is starting to go away. And it's just amazing that this is just from one portion, as opposed to taking Advil, take a Tylenol.
Yeah.
You're taking like 8 of these a day. You're taking 12 of those a day.
Which in the long run never ends up being good for you.
No, absolutely not, man.
Kill your kidney or something.
Absolutely. It breaks down by your liver. You know what I mean? You have to take other stuff to clean out your liver.
Exactly.
So she's taking the CBD stuff, and now all this stuff is coming right back again, man. And I can't be even more happy. Just
great,
able to
man.
like hold the camera, take pictures, just because that's what I grew up, man. That's my mom.
Yeah.
And it's like to know that she's taken the holistic leap into the CBD realm
and plant medicine
and plant-based products. I'm not telling her to go straight vegan, because, but there's so much more that's happening, and like that's a leap, just because for someone that is part of like upholding the law and being like overshadowed by like the thin blue line kind of thing. It's
the CBDs is more to take the pain away, right? And it's a different component compared to the THC.
But it comes from the derivative.
Yeah, if you were to have a weed full of CBD, say a nugget full of CBDs, you pretty much wouldn't feel anything. You wouldn't get
feel a little
stoned.
dizzy.
Yeah, a little stoned or whatever. But it's not like what you think it is. Where THC is, that's what gets you fucked up. That's what gets you high, if you will.
And you have to take a few and develop these, 'cause, like the one administration isn't going to be like your end all be all. It's you have to start building up your pathways and your tolerance, not necessarily your tolerance, but just to get it circulating within your system. So it's like now a product that you are just bringing in to help better yourself, which is fantastic.
Now, if the U.S. government was smart, and it's a huge if, and we all know that they're not.
There's nothing smart about the U.S. government, especially right now.
They should be studying Colorado and Washington and, Maine and Massachusetts now and California and
even
Vegas.
D.C., even right under their nose.
Right. So, and I understand, like,
Literally.
You can't just come out and say, okay, it's federally legal, because you're going to have mayhem. Right now, you've seen in certain states, they didn't know how to properly go about.
Massachusetts is right there. It's like pretty wild. They got to work on their regulations.
Right, and that's it. Like, I feel like you got the information now. Come up with a system. You know what I mean? Like whatever regulations you want to make or whatever procedures you want to make for it, come in unison with it. Come into an agreement. So when it launches, you don't have like mass mayhem. You know what I mean? Like you said, it's like the Wild Wild West. Everyone's going out there just putting up dispensaries and and grow farms and shit like that, there's got to be a little bit of direction.
Yeah,
you know what I
direction.
mean. So it's like it doesn't blow up in all our faces. You know what I mean? So like I would
Completely
designate.
agree.
I mean, there's certain areas out there like Idaho and Nebraska and some of these other places that have been kind of against it, but like, man, they're farm country. It's farm country. They should be the epicenter of where we grow a lot of these.
A lot of space.
Plants.
There's a
Yeah.
ton of space.
There's a ton of space over
Same
there.
thing in Kansas. It's super dry there too, which is good for it.
You know what I mean? And then you just come up with
It just makes too much sense, man.
like how
It
the
makes
banks are going to
too much
handle it.
sense.
It does. It makes way too much sense, and it's a whole other industry that we're not tapped into.
For
now.
as greedy as New York is, you would think that they would just jump on the train so they could load their pockets and say, no, we don't have that much money to give back to you guys. Maybe next year. But that's the nice carrot on the string that I'm willing to take if you want to put, the cannabis industry here in New York to, release it from the federal grips.
Right.
That's what I'm about. So it's like, if you want to do that, limit my liberties with it, but let me get some later,
Everett's checking in, and he's saying he's thinking that Cuomo's re-election campaign is going to be based on legalizing marijuana. And then he also says supposedly they're at, not studies right now. They're doing studies on everything. They've always been study on it. There's really – the studies the proof is in the pudding. All they got to do is take a field trip to freaking Denver. There's your study.
and Washington.
And Washington. Even if they don't want to go that far, D.C.'s right there.
Go right to the Capitol so you can go in one door and then go to the other.
That's what my buddy told me. D.C.'s wide open right now.
Well, I was talking about Washington State because they've been doing it for
But
quite a while.
D.C. it's right
Yep.
there. My buddy told me it's wide open down there in D.C. There's dispensaries and everything.
I've been to a few dispensaries down there.
Yeah.
They're doing it. They're doing.
I mean,
it
it's
all right.
definitely a hell of 20 years ago. We have made leaps and bounds.
I never thought
compared to where we
would
are
have
20 years ago.
legalization
Right.
in our lifetime.
I didn't think so either, bro.
I didn't think I would be able to see the day that I can, 'cause you always
Right,
joke
same
about
here.
it. Let me get a pack of reefers. You know what I mean? Just talking shit like that.
That's reality.
But it's nice that they regulated it as they did, where it's not they're not selling it at the convenience store. They're not selling it along with the beer and the tobacco. It is its own entity. You should be
Right.
able to go in and go learn about it and figure out how to administer it, because there's a lot more to it than your regular old run-of-the-mill tobacco, where it has all these terrible additives to it that you have to have a filter
Right.
on.
You don't know what the hell they're putting in your cigarettes.
They did studies on what's in a cigarette, and it's like they found crayons, baby diaper, it's like formaldehyde. Why do you want to inhale this kind of shit?
Yeah.
What I think is cool too, though, is everyone looks at these stoners. We all have that one friend. He's like that stoner dude that
Just totally blows it for everybody.
no. You think oh man, this guy's an idiot. This guy, he's just a dumb stoner. He knows nothing. But then he'll construct this crazy thing to grow weed, and he has 5 different strains going at once, and you know what I mean? He grew these awesome, nice plants that agriculturalists have to study to do this stuff. And then these guys are they learned on their own.
Yeah, how'd you do that?
Yeah, and they crossbreeding and what treats this and what does that, and
Phenotypes, genotypes, just going the run-of-the-mill Punnett Square.
Now you look at these guys and you're like, everybody else out there losers. But now if these guys went and took these into agricultural schools, and that's their motivation. They found love into. It's not even so much about smoking it as it is they get to create these awesome plants.
Fruits of your labor, man.
You know what I mean? So now we're bringing out hidden geniuses. Seriously though, we all know. Dude, you ever run out of a bong or anything to smoke out of?
Yeah.
You get creative as a mofo.
Engineers, man.
You cutting out an apple. You know what I mean?
It's always good to use a good piece of fruit. You don't have to go use your dad's tools or anything like that, because you end up getting in trouble. It's you end up going to your friend's house and it's all the filters in the sink are gone. And it's why is your water running like that? It's I don't know.
I don't know.
It's when a stoner's been there. But it's you use a good piece of fruit. That works fantastic.
Always.
Or a beer can. I've
Always.
done that a few times.
All of that works.
They actually made a
Get creative with
ceramic
it.
pipe that looks like a beer can. I don't know if anybody's seen that. That's been cycling around.
But now if you get these stoners going out there doing their grow, if you get them teaching how to grow food, or because a lot of it's hydroponically grown.
Mm-hmm.
So now we can actually have more people out there that know how to do this stuff. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
I just think it's brings out, like I said, the hidden geniuses out there.
Yes, it does. You know, we also need to talk about, since we are on the subject of plant medicine, we need to talk about our little fundraiser we got going on. We announced it yesterday. Actually, we announced it Monday. Adeline and Todd announced it on Monday on Home Free Podcast, and I feel like a bad partner because we haven't even really mentioned it, but we have a fundraiser going on next Friday at the Mohawk Valley Winery. 4 to 7, you come in, and we're going to give you some education on the film that we're creating on the iboga plant. We have a crew going to Africa. We're going. I wish I could go, but our crew is going to Africa
Go to the motherland
to do a documentary on the iboga plant, and they're going to go hang out and disrupt the Bwiti tribe out there in Central Africa.
The Bwiti?
Bwiti tribe, and they're the godfathers of this plant, the iboga plant.
The iboga plant.
And this iboga plant is a shrub that you can find in the jungle. That's all it is.
That's awesome, man.
And this iboga plant has some magical powers. How many people, off the top of your head right now, has it cured that we know?
That I've met at
A lot.
Yeah,
A lot. We
Quite
have
a few, actually.
Quite a few. And we need to go and make awareness of this plant and this plant medicine, because plants and plant medicine can help you. And this, don't think it's just for addiction too, because we've mentioned how this iboga and ibogaine is a component of the iboga plant, and how ibogaine has helped our friends get off heroin or pills or any kind of opiates. But it's also effective for PTSDs. It's effective for anxiety, bipolarism, irritable bowel, which I should take it for that.
Quit smoking.
I'm farting right now, you know. Should take it for that. But anyways, this is really important to us, for us to educate and get the word out there about the iboga plant. So we're sending a crew to Africa. They're going to do a documentary, but we need your help. We need some funds. So not only do we have a GoFundMe, and you can find that at gofundme.com/iboga, IBOGA, but we are putting together a fundraiser, and it's happening Friday, next Friday, March 30th. Friday, March 30th at the Mohawk Valley Winery on Varick Street. Come on down from 4 to 7. There's going to be food and champagne and bunch of education on the iboga plant, and make you aware of what's going on. If you have no idea, let's get back into the roots of, we all know somebody who's affected by addiction or PTSDs or some kind of anxiety or depression. We all know, if not you, somebody you know.
Right.
This affects everybody, and there is a cure out there for it. It's an 85% effective cure rate. 85%.
85%.
85%. It cures. It helps. This plant helps. Of course, it's illegal.
And just like we were talking with the whole marijuana legalization, I mean, there's proof out there that it works.
There's proof.
You know what I mean? We just got to get people knowledgeable and learn about it.
If you don't believe us, do some research. Go Google it. Iboga plant. Go to YouTube and watch.
IBOGA.
There you go.
The iboga plant, right?
Yeah. Go to YouTube. There's a bunch of videos on YouTube about it, and there's some cool documentaries.
It just blows me away, man. It's just like all the natural things that happen that the earth brings and gives to us to help, heal us or make us. But it's like they're always talking about, the Amazon forest, how we're always destroying it, and there's supposed to be the cure for cancer out there.
Mm-hmm.
We're probably still destroying it because we already found the cure for cancer, and we're just destroying the rainforest because we want to make something else.
Well, the government wants to keep us sick.
Yeah, we're just a cog in the machine, man. You can't just have, a cure for something and then still have these diseases when, they're still going around. There's too much money involved with it.
Yeah.
And just going back to how much money is involved with it, legalize the cannabis. Legalize the cannabis just so there is so much money that's involved with it, and give back to the community.
And the iboga plant.
And the iboga plant.
How about this? Stop these freaking interest groups from loading up and pulling the strings of our politicians. You know what I mean? That's where the bullshit lies. That's why this stuff never gets taken care of, is because they're pulling the strings. And until we can actually put it in their faces and say there's actual proof that this stuff works. Like with the marijuana thing, the reason why that's coming along so well is people started doing research. The word got out, the internet, they couldn't keep the word down anymore. Because growing up, weed was bad. Say no to the drugs. The DARE program,
pot, marijuana, all the stigma names.
The reefer madness, stuff. So they put it in your head how bad it is. You talk to somebody back in those days, you mentioned weed, they didn't want to hang out with you. You know what I mean? Like, if you smoke weed, I had friends personally, if you smoked weed around, they took off. You know, they got nervous, like whatever, and they never gave it a chance to research it and talk about it and look into it and say, oh shit, there's actually some real qualities to this stuff that can help people. And one of my friends was absolutely dead against it, and I finally got him to smoke, and he was just like, wow, I feel good. I feel like everything like just.
I didn't know I was so wound up.
Yeah, and I'm like, do you feel like you just did something illegal? And he's like, no. I'm like, there you go. Like, what's so wrong that you just finally feel relaxed?
Right.
You know, if that's all it does for you, awesome. And that's why we're like pushing for the Abigail too, is to get that discussion going.
And then all the stuff that the government like gives to you, or has like constructively made, like acid, the lysergic acid, LSD. You know, that's government made.
Right.
That's government made.
PCP.
PCP. Government made.
MDMA.
Suboxone. Methadone.
All of these
Oxycontin.
things, like all the government made stuff.
We could do a whole podcast on all the drugs the government has made. That could be a whole
and they're
2-hour
fine.
segment.
Here, take a bunch of pills. Here's a bunch of Oxycontin.
Right.
Here's all this stuff that everyone's getting addicted to. That when kids get their hands on it, you look at a pill and you're like, that's not going to help. So what do? I'll take 3 or 4.
Take more.
Boom. Once you're in, you're on for the ride.
It's true.
You know, and that's why people are overdosing. That's why they're getting sick. You can't do that with weed. You know what I mean? Like, you sit there and you can sit there and try smoking as much as you can, and you'll end up passing out on the couch and ordering 3 pizzas. You know, just
past me really took care of future me. I got these pizzas to wake up to.
Yeah, exactly. But because of that, it's been going on in this country for so long, and so many people grew up in the marijuana culture that people are starting to realize maybe they're full of shit. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's why I'm hoping that we can, you know, with this documentary and just talking about it and actually having people come out there and say, hey, this shit really worked for me, that they do their own research like Adeline had to do.
Yeah, mm-hmm. And speaking of Adeline, she's checking in. Get your tickets before they're gone. They are tickets. We have tickets here, too, at the studio. So if you want to purchase a couple tickets to our fundraiser that's happening next Friday at the Mohawk Valley Winery, stop on down 641 James Street. You just come right in. If you just open up the door, you're going to be on the show. You just come right in. You're going to be on the show.
I'll Vanna White you.
But we do have tickets for sale, and come on down. And there's also the GoFundMe page, too. Don't forget about that. So that's GoFundMe.com/Eboga. And come on out. And we're going to do a couple more fundraisers before we get out there.
And
before
I like
we
the
get
winery.
out to Africa.
I feel like the winery is like a little hidden gem on Varick Street.
Absolutely.
Beautiful place. I love what they did with it.
Yes.
I feel bad that I peed in the backyard of there so many times.
We don't want to talk about what's going on in that backyard.
Adeline also says search hashtag Team Abigail in Facebook search bar for more articles and interviews. So,
I wonder if they got the freaky tikis going.
and she's also saying heroin was created as a pain reliever.
Yeah.
Milk of the poppy.
Mm.
Heroin, yeah. That's
Wow.
in another. Well, I don't think the government, because you can find the poppy seeds out, but they were shipping them in. The government
From
was
Vietnam,
from
right?
Vietnam. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys seen American Gangster, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and that was all
And Savages. Did you ever see
depicted on a
that?
true story.
The movie Savages, they showed that too, where they're putting in with the bodies, and
Oh yeah.
it's pretty messed up.
Well, yeah, the government is the biggest drug dealer in the
Oh,
world.
absolutely, hands
U.S.
down.
government, hands down. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't care how many times you see this guy on the street corner thinking he's selling crack. The government's selling more crack than him.
They're selling the cocaine to make the crack.
Right.
You know,
Selling it back to the community.
Yeah.
they're creating these cartels.
Yeah, and like you said too, we got to vote these politicians out.
We
That's
do.
it. You do have a voice. I know on a national level it's not really, but your representatives locally and regionally, you can vote them motherfuckers out. And I goddamn plan on doing it to Claudia Tenney this year. That bitch is
Yes.
gone. I can't
Adios.
wait.
See you later.
Yeah, hashtag buy Claudia.
That's going to be a fun one.
Get your head out of Trump's ass, you piece of shit.
Well, that's why she's sticking
I
it in
said
there.
it.
She went to go.
She got national recognition for, whatever she did to
On the news thing when she was
Yeah.
calling her own story fake news when it happened to her. No, that was fake news. Oh, okay. But it was about you.
Yeah.
Unreal.
She got recognition for that, and I think like
I
Trump
hope
even
your pockets are deep, bitch.
I think Trump even liked one of her tweets or something like that. So she's floating on some kind of
Fuck the
notoriety
penny
from
saver.
that.
Yeah, but yes, you can vote these local representatives out. You can get them out on a regional level too. Congressmen, your senators, vote them out, people. They're killing your family members.
Yep.
They're killing your friends.
Demand
And if
more.
you don't think so, do some research.
They're keeping you sick.
Well, that's what I think is the most interesting about this. When you start researching it and people are like, oh, they're just going to ban it. We know it's banned. It's already banned, people. We're trying to get it unbanned. Look at it and understand that, like, there's actually things out there that could save these people.
Save these people.
You know, like the 30
Exactly.
trips to rehab. You know what I mean? But, like, on that way, but 30 trips to rehab, how many people, liquor stores did they knock over? How many people have they hurt? How many lives have they destroyed in the meantime to get to the rehab centers that only work for a short period of time? Here's something that actually fix it the first time.
Yeah.
You know, and be done with it and,
And
live
it's a
nice.
one-time thing,
Yes.
too. One time. You take it, and you're cured. But then there's a high 80% effective rate for it.
Yeah.
And guess what, people? It's legal in Canada. It's legal in Mexico. And, of course, the good old U.S. of A. They want to keep you sick, people. They want to keep you sick.
Addie said, not one local politician has replied to any of her pleas to discuss Abigail. Not a single
Of
one.
course not.
How messed up is that?
Of course not.
How messed up is that? And I would love to get some, like, medical professionals on look into this.
They probably just blew you off, to be honest with you.
And like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
This doesn't fill my pockets.
They gave it to their intern to check it out, and they're like, all right, whatever. They got swept under the rug.
So we got to call them out.
We're doing it right now, goddammit. We're just calling them out right now. Because this is ridiculous. Like, politicians, you can vote them out. Simple as that. You can vote these representatives out. Get them out.
You know, when I talked to I talked to my doctor about it.
Why did
and
you people vote for him in the first place?
My doctor had
They didn't
no
know any
idea
better.
about it. None. You're a medical professional, and you don't know about Abigail. You know what I mean? Like,
I know what you mean.
that's how much they kept this under wraps. We got to expose it. Absolutely.
We need to educate, make awareness, and get these sons of bitches out of office. Get them out. Like, they're not doing anything constructive.
No.
They're really not. They're
You
just
gotta-
filling their pockets.
Got to find all the ones that have already done career politicians.
They'll-
You know, 20 years plus. You know, it's like, why are you still there?
Are there good politicians out there? There are.
There are.
There are.
There's
There's some
people that are
there's some
still-
good people out there that actually do care.
I
They
feel
go
like
door
they're-
to door,
you
kiss
know,
babies.
There's
shake
on
hands.
the local level. There's some people that actually do care about what happens in their community. I could attest to that. You know, and of course, on a regional level, there are some people out there that do care, but on the national level, they don't give a shit about us. To be
I
honest,
feel
with
like
you.
they
don't
go
care.
in. I feel like they go in sometimes, Karen, and wanting to make a change, and then they realize the system's so messed up that they just can't. They got to play ball.
Or the guys who are really pulling the strings, the puppet masters. You know, line their pockets, tell them to shut the hell up, and here, go play golf.
And that's why we got to blow up this two-party system.
Yeah,
You have to.
exactly.
Nothing will ever get done until we say, screw both you guys.
Right.
You both need to come together and work together to save all this stuff. And cut the ties with these, interest groups.
Yeah, because they realize that it's not all black and white or
Like-
red and blue in this in this instance. You
Why
know,
does Trump want to go back to coal? You know what I mean? When we made great efforts in solar
Don't
and
get me
wind and
started.
all this other stuff, but now you want to go back to coal?
Yeah.
Well, gee, I wonder who he's in bed with.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
Like,
You know, it's
come on.
The,
I
the
know
Hoover
what you
Dam,
mean.
which I just saw, when I was out in Vegas, that's hydroelectric power.
Yeah. Right.
Like that whole thing is powering Las Vegas.
And
That's
there's so
powering the
much
lower
sun
north-
out there.
south.
It's solar power.
Solar power. You
It-
have like the
It's
wind
effective.
energy.
It works.
There's wind farms that are out in the Florida Keys. Just
Would
to
you-
get
Do you see Tesla has shingles for your roof?
Yeah.
They're a solar panel.
incredible future in the right direction.
You know what I mean? Like,
know.
that guy has, he has the right idea. With the cars, the Tesla cars are amazing. It's a right idea.
They're doing so much to be progressive, and then you have shit like this. You have shit like that.
They got the
You
old
know,
fogies. They can't dwell just because of their own personal interests.
It
That's
is.
why they
Well,
hold everybody else back.
It is
you-
their personal interest.
You think about it.
The 1%ers of the world that have all the wealth.
Think about how much technology has changed over the years. I mean, we put a man on the moon, supposedly, if you believe, the conspiracy theories or
did.
whatever.
We did.
But,
We
just
did.
look at your
Raz.
phone alone, right? Just look at your phone alone. It's a supercomputer. It's your GPS. It's everything, right? But yet we still use the same damn fuels in our car that we did 60 years ago. Come on, you mean to tell me
We're still fixated with oil.
they got cars that could park themselves. They got cars that could drive themselves. But yet we got to put fossil fuels back in our cars? Like, come on. Like, how can we not advance through that.
Like we're fucking Jed Clampett over here.
Right? But what did Elon Musk build? He has like one of these just giant buildings. It's like a megabit building.
Oh yeah.
That is it's massive. We'll just call it like a giant cube of energy that is literally somewhere in Africa. And he's like, if we have 10 of these built, then we'll never have to rely on fossil fuels ever again. Just because it's like a whole epicenter of just energy. That's, either I'll have to look that up. But that's something that he has, put forth the effort in. That's something that he put his money in. That is going to, fuel the future. Fuel the future. Is
You
what he's
can't
really
even
gonna
collect
try
your
and
own rainwater.
No.
Right, exactly. Like Elon Musk wants to send people to Mars. He wants to put people, you take a trip out to the space. I don't know if I'd ever do it. Would you do it?
I'd do it.
No.
You do it? I wouldn't do it either.
How long you be gone for? A couple months?
I think you're gone for years, no?
I have no idea.
I think you're gone for a while. I don't know. I have no idea. We'd have to.
I was reading somewhere
Do some research
that
on
there
it.
was these twins. One was an astronaut, one was not.
Uh-huh.
The astronaut twin obviously went to space. He was there for a year, and physically he was a different person when he came back. Like, I guess space and the dark matter or the antimatter that's out there.
I'm sure it
I guess
changes you.
there's something that's in there that changes your DNA.
Oh, I'm sure.
Or just your chemical makeup.
Wow.
That totally blew me away.
I'm sure. Probably, puts years on your life and shit. You get the
I
crow's
guess
feet.
it slows your life down.
Oh, it does?
Yeah,
Huh.
because everything is like.
I wouldn't mind that then. Wouldn't mind
Well,
that.
it took the wrinkles away.
But I do want to reiterate the fact, I want to get back to the topic at hand, and is we do have that fundraiser going
Yes,
on at the
Amigo.
Mohawk Valley Winery on Varick Street next Friday. It's March 30th. Come on out, show your support. We need your help, people. We want to educate, we want to make awareness. We're going to do this documentary, but it's a little costly.
And like I said, the winery's a beautiful place. They make their own wines. They got
Come hang out. You're going to get a cheese plate, and you're going to get some champagne, and she's Adeline. When she's another one. Whoever when she puts on a party, look out, because it's always knocked out of the park. She kills it. The woman knows how to put on a party.
Oh, yeah.
And this isn't just a party though. This is a good educational, make awareness fundraiser, and we need your help. So, the GoFundMe page is www.gofundme.com/Iboga. Actually, I'm going to pin it, Adeline put it right to our comment, and I'm going to pin it to the top of this thread here on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook. Also, if you are on Facebook right now, please share this video. That would help us out immensely.
Sharon is Karen.
Sharon is Karen. Like, share, comment, subscribe, tweet, retweet,
Donate.
donate.
Like, comment, and share.
There you go, amigo. We're going to get you doing some voice work really soon, too. We got some shit to change around over here. But
Let's make moves.
yeah. And we're going to be doing another fundraiser, too.
Yes.
We got a couple more in the works, probably on Varick Street, and we'll be talking about that in weeks to come. So you'll be hearing a lot about this GoFundMe page and our documentary for Abigail and the Iboga plant. And it's curing people. It's curing people. So if you want to see your loved ones cured from their ailment, whatever it may be,
If you don't believe us, just do your own research.
do your own research. Google it. Adeline posted a comment, #Team Abigail.
I mean, it's like people, like when you're on the opiates and you're sick, like it's just terrible because it acts like a disease.
Mm-hmm.
It just totally takes them over. It's not the person that it's almost like they're possessed.
And we have firsthand experience with it. Like, we know people personally who've gone through this
Right.
and cured.
And here's the thing: if you don't believe us and you don't believe the research you're doing, that's fine. Is it worth you $20 for you to donate to find out and see it happen in real time? Like, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go there and actually show this, and people see it happen and see it working, so they could see it for themselves. You know what I mean? Like, is it worth it for what, $20 that you could potentially save thousands of lives? You know what I mean? And
I know what you mean.
and then you have the proof was right there for you.
Like, what's the charge if you have Ibogaine on you? Like, is that
It's
is
a
that
schedule
anything?
what, 2?
It's Schedule 1.
Schedule 1.
There is a documentary called Lost in Love, I think it's called. I'll have to look it up. It's a great documentary. It's about the only guy who has ever been popped in the U.S. with Abigail. There's only been one arrest on it.
Wow.
And here's this guy. And you have to watch this documentary. It's really, really cool. I'm gonna have to. I'm dangerous with love. That's it.
Okay.
I'm dangerous with love. And this guy was getting Ibogaine, and he was going around the streets of New York City giving it to people with addiction problems. And he would show up to a house and perform the ritual and give it to them and watch over them and everything. Next day they're cured, and he would move on and he'd do it from another one. And somehow he got popped and got arrested for it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a great documentary. I'm doing it no justice by describing it at all. You have to check it out. It's amazing. It's
right
amazing.
on.
And the guy's still out there doing his thing, too.
So it's a Schedule 1,
Mm-hmm.
and if you are caught with this Ibogaine, like you can get.
You could do
some,
time.
You could do some time. You can get in trouble.
You could do some time. I imagine it's all on weight and how much you have or whatever. Because, I
Yes.
mean, when you get caught with any kind of narcotic, usually it depends on weight.
But
As far
per
as your
se,
sentence
like,
goes?
you know, it's like we have this fundraiser. You know, so we should. I don't want to say like we should have like a live account, but like per se, like we had Ibogaine there, and then someone came up and was asking. You know, it's like I have a really sick friend. I would like to
Do a demonstration
a
right
demo-
there.
Yeah, like almost. Would it be essentially like an exorcism? Would it work like that to that effect?
I don't know. What if we could do a live demonstration? That's not a bad idea.
Well, there is the purging part of it.
Oh, right.
There is that purging part, so it could get a little messy, and, but
We could do it in somebody's backyard.
Yeah, do it in my backyard.
Yeah, we
Not
could
in
have-
my backyard.
but then that's the thing we're trying to stop here is people doing it by themselves.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like and administering it themselves. And at least this way here, like if we can get it research and get clinics like they have in Mexico and Canada where you're giving it by a professional. You know what I mean? That somebody knows what they're doing. And Tucker is going to learn to be one of those people. And, it makes it safer and makes it, so you don't get that, backyard type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because you never know. Like if somebody gives it too much.
How do you take it?
Or you don't know what your body reaction's going to be to it.
Right.
Is this a pill? Is this like something that do you snort it?
The way Tucker took it was a tablespoon. Whoosh,
Tablespoon?
tablespoon.
Off the butt?
No. He took it orally.
And he says about my jokes.
Off the butt.
I haven't done a poop joke today, so.
Hey, Amigo made up for that one.
That was just funny, man.
Up the butt. Yeah, he boofed it. Hey, can you get that in your hands? Can you do a handstand for me so I can eject this Ibogaine in your butt?
It's like a butt chug.
Who knows? It might work quicker, actually, if you put it in your butt, right? Anyways, we're going to be talking a lot about the Iboga plant and Ibogaine.
She said Emmy
Ibogaine.
took the powder.
She took the powder.
I mean, like when I'm doing my, when you see the extraction process, when you're using it with the flower, the cannabis, it's like you can, extract it from its, normal state. It's like since this comes from, a plant, is this something that's like hand muddled? Was what's that thing called?
A muddle.
A muddle. A muddle is a muddle. Or do you do you ground it up like arugula? Do you put it on like pizza? Like, is it something?
It's a powder.
Okay.
Well, it's from the plant, but then there's a whole process that goes
okay.
along with it.
The synthesizing of it.
A friend of mine just privately messaged me and said that when we were talking about marijuana, that it actually treated her tumor.
Wow.
And it created the tumor to shrink.
That
tumor
is
shrank?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, wow.
So,
It was
more
a
proof.
cancerous tumor,
I don't know if it was
You don't-
cancerous,
but
but
still,
right,
it
exactly.
was a growth.
So just more proof out there.
Maybe that's what's happening in my penis.
It's growing
No. Anyhow.
or it's shrinking.
No,
It's- or-
yeah, too much.
so your penis was a
I
tumor?
smoked too much weed. It's
It's not a tumor.
my penis is a tumor. Anyway, no, but plant medicine is effective. It works. It's true. There's so much literature out there that you can do. There's so much research.
And-
you don't believe us, just go out there and do the research yourself.
And-
Educate yourself, people.
Right, and to Amigo's effect, point that he was talking about earlier was, we don't know what we missed, out there that we didn't discover yet. You know what I mean? What else is out there that could treat other ailments, like
Seriously.
cancer or
Right.
AIDS or, other mental illnesses and stuff like that. I mean, like, you're talking about a drug here that can help PTSD,
Depression. Anxiety.
IBS. You know what I mean?
IBS.
Which I should take it for that.
How do we know it doesn't help with cancer? You know what I mean? There might be an it might have the ability to help with, leukemia or something like that. We don't know. We haven't researched it yet.
and it's found in the middle of the jungle.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
and the resources are probably plentiful out there.
Endless.
Endless.
We should be studying the shit out of this plant.
I know.
Absolutely, and others that are out there that how do you say it? The ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca.
Say it with me now. Ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca.
It's like one of these band
Yes,
names that
very
come in
good.
here. But it kind of reminds me of like peyote. The Indians the Native Americans, used to use peyote all the time for spiritual rituals and stuff
Yep.
like that. Like, how do we know they weren't onto something? Now we're finding out that mushrooms now create endorphins in your brain to create happiness.
Yeah. There's
Oh, I know.
it all gives back. But then
Just don't put a boomerang in your hand.
But then there's like the other plants that are out there that we should take heed against, not necessarily against them, but just take warning of what they are and what the powerful effects they are. Like the angel trumpet tree that's out there that with you synthesize it, that is PCP. And then there's another plant that is down in Colombia, which is the scopolamine plant, which is it houses a fruit that when you grind down the seeds,
Is he related to Jason Scopola?
that would be really funny, but I don't know. That would be really funny.
But you know what's funny about that is that we harvest, plants that have killed thousands of people over the past few years.
Oh yeah, tobacco.
Tobacco, that's completely legal with no medical, uses for it. What good do you get out of tobacco?
It kills a lot of people, man.
It kills a ton of people.
It kills a lot of people.
I love
what
to
are
see-
you gonna do with 400,000 people a year that don't die because of lung cancer. That's how I think that they're seeing it. That they're just doing population control. They're doing a necessary evil.
You look
to
at how
the
many people
world.
die from smoking versus die from marijuana. I haven't heard of any marijuana overdoses recently. I don't know if you guys have.
No,
I
man,
tried and tried and tried.
Just go
And
to
we'll
bed
try
early.
again.
I just end up going to bed early with a stomach ache sometimes.
Yeah, right. But wake up with your hand around your pants. Never mind.
Oh, come on.
But seriously, though, I mean, when you think about like how asinine that is, that we have these fields of tobacco, and this country was built on, well, it was originally built on marijuana, but then end up becoming like built on tobacco. You know what I mean? Like, we put so much onto tobacco and alcohol and all this other stuff, but yeah, marijuana is still illegal. It just doesn't make sense to me.
No.
People are buying $10 a pack of cigarettes.
And it's the lobbyists.
And more, man.
It's those
And-
damn lobbyists, and they got us hooked on whatever,
And like you see people middle of winter, it'd be shitty ass weather, it's raining, pouring, they're all huddled up smoking their cigarette. They got to get in. I'm looking, I'm like, dude, you think today would be a good day to quit? But no, let's mess with the vapors. You know what I mean? Instead of smelling like cigarette smoke, you smell like strawberries. And it's helping people quit smoking. Oh no, well, let's mess with that because
they still don't know what the hell's in any of that.
Yeah, but now
either,
they're finding
It's
out
vegetable
that it's
oil.
now they're saying that it's worse for you. There's more cancer.
yeah, who's putting it out?
agents.
Philip Morris. You know what I mean? Like
who knows who's putting it out there? But it's written. It's written out. It's out there. You could read it, and people are gonna start making that as their reference to go to, for.
You know how many people quit smoking? Okay, I would take the maybe versus the known. Cigarettes are going to kill you. You know that for a fact. That is one hard fact. They will kill you. So I will take the maybe that can help me get out of smoking over the definite this will kill you.
Yeah.
Or just quit cold turkey.
Now the big
Or
thing.
the patch.
Now the big thing.
The patches are worse. They make you
um,
crazy.
People are smoking bug spray.
Ugh.
That's another.
Remember back
new
in the
thing.
day, that people used to spray Raid on the weed?
Sprayed with Raid.
Makes it better.
That was back in the day shit.
Bug
but-
spray and Tide Pods, huh?
Yep, that's what's happening
what's
now.
happening in the
I don't
world
know if
these
it's the
days.
youth of the nation that's doing the bug spray, but that's it's
Well,
another
don't forget the
thing.
butt chug.
We're just getting dumber.
Don't forget the butt chug.
And this society is getting stupider, as the days go on.
Putting
Yeah.
alcohol in your ass. I mean, that's right up there with Tide Pods. And, I mean, come on. Just let them smoke a joint.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Jesus,
For real.
people.
It's so easy to smoke a joint, and people are going out of their way to do something stupid.
Yep.
To get high.
And the other thing that really, really pisses me off, and I went off on this before, is when they call the spice and all K9 or K10.
Synthetic
whatever the fuck
marijuana?
K2. Yeah, synthetic marijuana. It is not synthetic marijuana. Has none of the properties of marijuana. Has none of the effects of marijuana.
It's potpourri.
It's like orange.
You're
You know what I
smoking
mean?
potpourri.
Marijuana is natural. It comes from the earth. This stuff is synthetically made and has it doesn't even feel like you're stoned. It has like hallucinogenic properties, which marijuana doesn't. So stop calling it synthetic marijuana. Call it synthetic tobacco, if anything. It's the same properties. You smoke them both.
Just call it synthetic. I mean, it's literally just man-made bullshit.
It really is.
Yeah, it is. You're smoking potpourri. That's what it is. And people are freaking losing their minds on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were. That was a terrible summer.
It was. That mixed in
Bath
with the bath salts. Yeah.
Batch,
Glad that phase is kind of
batch salts.
Batch.
phased out.
That's it. If you're from East Utica, that's how you be. Hey, you got some of that batch salts?
Did you see the Shameless episode where the kid smoked the spice and he jumped out the window?
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Good stuff. Good stuff. We got a few minutes left here, Chicken. And before we do get out of here, we got to give some love and respect out to the sponsors. We do have a new sponsor in the mix. We got to give it up, and we want to thank Steve Ponte Volkswagen for believing in the D over here, Disruption Networks. Thank you so much. Stop on down to their showroom at Steve Ponte Volkswagen at 5046 Commercial Drive in Yorkville. See why it's easy to do business with Steve Ponte Volkswagen. And you can check them out online at stevepontevolkswagen.net. They're a .net just like us. We're a .net as well. Also, if you need legal help quick, you better call Nick. Attorney Nick Pasalacqua and his team of associates are standing by right now, ready to take your call, 315-500-NICK, or you can log on at cnytrilog.com. Also, we got to give some love and respect to a great friend of mine. We talk about what an awesome job Josh Amodio does at Priceless Inspection, but we never really focus on what a great individual he is.
Oh, Josh is awesome.
He's a great guy. Like, you can trust him to go into your home to give you the home inspection. Like, he'll be there for hours and hours on end. He's very thorough, and he gives you a detailed report. He's probably there before you even wake up in the morning.
And one thing about Josh I got to say is, he's talking about him as a person. Like, he is one of the first people, like, if there's a charity event going on, he's one of the first people to jump on board.
Absolutely.
So I got to give him a shout out for that. Like, I think that kind of goes I hate to say it goes unnoticed with everything that he does so well. But, I mean, when he popped in here and he was on the air for with Visions by Keith.
Yeah.
He just happened to come in because he was donating.
He was giving us cookies or something,
no,
right?
he was donating for Eddie's Angels, I believe.
Oh, right.
And,
That's right.
another thing he was just coming in to donate for. And he's always one of those people front and center.
Josh Amodio is a beautiful man, and he's a gem in this town. And you need to go out and support him at Priceless Inspections. If you want to put your home up on the market, or if you want to inspect your home because you're feeling like maybe it's a little out of whack, Josh can do all that for you. You could give him a call today at 315-525-8725. Want to thank Josh for believing in us here at Disruption Network. And also give it up, Coldwell Banker Faith Properties. When it comes to buying a home in the Mohawk Valley,
You got to have faith.
you got to have faith. Call them today, 315-735-2222. And for commercial and residential properties, log on to centralnyhomes.com for a complete and accurate, up-to-date listings. Want to thank all our sponsors and Saranac as well. Got to thank our good friends over at Saranac.
UC for me, baby.
That's it, man. Coming up in just a little bit, in about an hour or so, a little more than an hour, the D-line.
Yes, sir.
We're going to be talking about all the news going on in the NFL.
Got open door policy today. Stop in.
Stop
Let's
in.
talk some football.
We want to talk football. And I do have to mention that the baseline will be in full effect on Sunday night.
You guys had your draft, right?
We had our draft. That was a lot of fun. SPG and JP doing their thing, talking baseball, 6 o'clock Sunday night right here on the D. And you can check them out and this podcast and all the podcasts here at DisruptionNetwork.net.
And Donald Trump tomorrow, right?
Supposedly Trump is calling in on Back Talk.
Wow.
Supposedly he's calling in.
He's got a busy schedule.
According to Drama, Donald Trump is going to be there. So tune in to Back Talk tomorrow right around 11 o'clock from 11 to 1, Back Talk. Tommy Drama, myself, I'll be running the board for him. And supposedly Donald Trump is going to be in the mix.
Wow.
So
Busy
believe it or
day
not,
for
I
Trump.
can't believe he's going to make time for Tommy.
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
'Cause, I mean, if
think-
anybody bashes Trump, it's him. It's never ending with
Tommy
him.
hit him up on Twitter.
Yeah. Tommy, I'm sick of you making fun of me. But that's going to happen tomorrow at Back Talk, 11 a.m. A lot of good things happening around the D. A lot of good things, and we've got some great events coming up. Don't forget our big event happening at the winery next Friday, our Abigail fundraiser, our documentary fundraiser. The name of the documentary is Search for the Soul, too.
Yes.
We got to get that out there and let you know. Search for the Soul.
Hashtag
And you
Team
can-
Abigail.
You can search online, searchforthesoul.com, and check out all the information. If you want to get ahead of the game and you don't want to, wait till the winery next Friday, you can log on and searchforthesoul.com and learn more information on what exactly we are doing with this documentary and the fundraiser.
Yeah, spread the word.
And spread the word, please. We need all the help we can get. Next week, Monday, you know who's coming in to hang out with us Monday? An old friend.
Who's that?
Probably Danger.
Oh.
The Danger. Roberto Polegura will be in the mix, man.
We're getting dangerous.
We're getting a little dangerous. And he was on our fantasy baseball draft hanging out with us. And he didn't really get to talk too much because he was studying. So we're going to bring him back on Monday. Also, Gridley Page is going to be in the studio next week to perform acoustically. Gridley Page. I've got another amazing, talented musician coming in next week as well. Brianna Harmon.
I'm not familiar.
Incredible female vocalist. She's going to come in and play us a couple songs. That's what we do here around AC Radio, man. We debut new music, new artists out there. And she's out there doing it, kind of like Kate Devin yesterday.
She killed it.
She's older than Kate Devin, but she's out there doing it. So that's going to happen. Also, Mike Peake's going to join us next week. And I think Rock's coming in with them. They're going to be talking about We Need a Hero Con. That's going to be happening next weekend as well over at the Children's Museum. They're doing a little Comic-Con.
Is
in Utica.
awesome.
Mike and Rocky playing? Or?
I don't know. We haven't really got there. Oh, Todd, check it. I'm sorry. It's searchforthesoulmovie.com. So thanks for the correction. I appreciate that. Searchforthesoulmovie.com for more information on what we're doing with that documentary. So, yeah, busy week next week. There's more guests, and I can't even think of who the hell it is because you know how I am, chicken. If it's not right in front of me, I just don't care.
Same.
Amigo, thanks for coming, man. It's you can come hang out. You're here.
I'm here. My name's in the lights over here.
You're lit up.
Stay lit.
You're lit up. So
Do you think Kate is listening to any of the bands I gave her yesterday?
I don't know, but you know what? You should reach out and ask her.
Yep. See if she did her homework.
And see if she did her homework. You got to get her on the old Instagrams there.
Yeah.
I feel though when she starts listening to some of those, she might
be a fan.
Yeah, I believe so.
She might be a fan.
Right on. Excellent. One more time, you can listen to this podcast and all the previous podcasts of this show, the D-Line, Ease Beats and Bizz, the First 52, Home Free with Adeline, Back Talk, the D-Line, the Baseline. There's a lot of lines going on.
And coming soon, we got some more coming up.
Pretty soon, too, and this is going to happen really, really soon. We're going to be expanding Disruption Sports, and we're going to be having
Curling.
I always wanted to try cool. But the new Wrestling Fandom Radio is going to be hitting the airwaves here on the D with our good friend Rated R and the boys from Fight for Rome. They're going to be teaming up to deliver a bunch of cool wrestling content. And just in time for WrestleMania, because WrestleMania is coming up really soon. So big ups to our boys. Wrestling Fandom Radio. So check it out. It's going to be happening in a couple of weeks. Really,
I got a feeling those guys, they're going to do well with that.
They're going to kill.
They know their stuff, man.
Wrestling is still big, man.
You believe it?
It's still big.
Still huge out there.
The same guy that made my Bearded Brodo logo is also designing and selling his artwork to Matt Riddle, the King of Bros. He's a big wrestling star apparently, so he's actually making merchandise for the wrestling guys.
Wow!
And they're buying it and then producing it, and I think that's pretty awesome. So the kid that I do my work with is he's out there. He's doing his notoriety shit.
We got to give some love and respect to our boy Ben Hameen right now. He's killing it too with his Conspiracy Horseman podcast that he's doing with Stevie Richards and the Greek Don Papagon. And
he's a funny dude, man.
But he's out there, man. They're blowing up. They were on the Vince Russo network, and they're out there doing their thing. So they're on every Wednesday night. The Conspiracy Horsemen, check them out.
They need to come to the D.
They do. We got to get them on. And actually, we want to get them on really, really soon. So, yeah, Chicken. Well, you have yourself a good weekend. We'll be working at the Stanley, and man,
and working at the bar too.
And working at the bar, doing it up.
Double time.
Make that
Bills don't pay themselves.
No, they don't.
We'll see you next week.
Never you mind what I'm making. You should spend some time taking a personal inventory of what you're doing for the betterment of society.
EC radio might not be suitable if you suffer from the following symptoms: daddy issues, irritable bowel syndrome, hypothermia, enlarged prostate, victim of a lost testicle, resting bitch face, slut shaming, a millennial suffering from social disorders, 80-year-old woman with osteoporosis, condescending listening face, arachnophobia, elephantitis, involuntary Tourette's, cocaine cold sore, sperm retention, Bell's palsy, high level of douchiness, unbalanced equilibrium, tinnitus, earwax buildup, and acidic vaginal discharge. Thanks, everybody.
Hey, it's Adeline Van Dyke from Coldwell Banker Faith Properties in Utica. I always get asked, why do I love real estate? It's very simple. I love my clients. I love every single thing about helping them find or sell their home. Making sure the home is solid and ready for sale, or solid and ready for the buyer's inspection, to making sure that they're getting the best rate on their mortgage, making sure they're getting the best price on their house. You know, just everything involved in the sale is vital. My absolute favorite part of real estate is when a buyer walks into the house they're going to buy. I can feel it before they even know they're loving the house. It's just that obvious. So I'd love to experience that feeling with you. So give me a call. Adeline Van Dyke, Coldwell Banker Faith Properties, 315-404-6431. Or you can find me on Facebook or visit my website at centralnewyork.com/Adeline. Thank you, and I look forward to welcoming you home.
When it's your hard-earned money on the line that you are investing into a home, it makes sense to choose a proven professional to assist you in making one of the biggest investments you may ever make. Josh's dedication of over 20 years to the home construction industry allows him to bring knowledge and experience to your doorstep. That means you can feel confident and comfortable with his service to you. Past clients love his attention to detail and thorough written reports. By allowing Priceless Inspections to help you make a well-informed decision concerning your property, you will find that a quality inspection is priceless. Follow Priceless Inspections on Facebook or call 315-525-8725.
Hi, this is attorney Nick Pasalacqua. The team of attorneys I have assembled at Pasalacqua & Associates has been carefully hand-picked to include the best trial attorneys in the particular areas of the law that we practice. Have you been charged with DWI or any other crime? Members of our team include former assistant district attorneys, now fighting to protect your rights 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have you or someone you love been seriously injured in a motor vehicle accident? Members of the team at Pasalacqua & Associates include former insurance defense attorneys, now fighting to ensure that you get every penny you're entitled to. If you need legal help quick, don't waste your time or money calling anyone else. Remember, for legal help quick, you better call Nick and the team at Pasalacqua & Associates. 315-500-NICK or 315-500-6425 or visit cnytriallaw.com today.
In the Mohawk Valley, for the best real estate service, you gotta have faith. Coldwell Banker Faith Properties, 315-735-2222 or www.centralnyhomes.com.
EC Radio.